We're live, we're live, we're live. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. What are we talking about, baby? What's going on?
17 secrets from 17 years of marriage that every wife needs to know
Wait,
in
what?
90 minutes.
No, say it ain't so. Okay, all
And
right.
so,
We're going live. Let me hear this. Let me make sure everything is good. Can I hear myself? No, not yet. Oh, good. I can hear it. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to LOLA. Say it again. What we're talking about?
17 secrets from 17 years of marriage that every wife needs to know in 90 minutes.
All right. You know what? Let's go live on Instagram. How's that? I think we're live on Instagram. Can you say that again, babe? What are we talking about again?
17 secrets from 17 years of marriage that every wife needs to know in 90 minutes.
Yay! All right. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Awesome. Yay. Let me see. I have the wrong. Let's put this on. All right, what's going on, everybody? We have a interesting session tonight. You can hear me, right?
Loud and clear.
Let me put this on the side so I can hear you. There you go.
I can hear you.
No, I couldn't because I was blocking my ear from you.
Oh.
All right. So today, basically we're doing this show as a follow-up to a show that I did not too long ago. I did this show on some few weeks ago. I'm being distracted. Hold on one second. All right, we're good. All right. Let me see 1 second. All right, good. All right, so I did a show on Man of Prestige. This is LOLA, so it's gonna take a few minutes for things to warm up.
Oh, okay.
But I want to say shout out to the Instagram people too. I see some people on Instagram. We haven't gone live on Instagram for a while. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. Hello.
Hi.
All right. So we want to do. So I did a show called the 17 Lessons That I Learned in 17 Years of Marriage.
Okay.
I did that on Man of Prestige platform.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was done with that show, then I asked a question. I said, "Do you guys want to know?" Because that one I did for husbands.
No.
So I said, "Do you guys want to know what she learned in 17 years?" Because I wasn't in the marriage by myself for 17 years.
I guess. Yes.
So
you want to hear from me?
Okay
now.
So now we're gonna make sure that the audio works because I don't have my regular audio.
You want to hear from me?
So
everything works. Jeez.
All right, good. Yeah, audio. We gotta make sure. Sometimes I've been on shows before for 5 minutes, and because nobody was talking.
You didn't know you were talking to yourself. Yeah.
So we don't come on LOLA regularly. So this is one of those situations. But yes, so today we're gonna dive right. We're gonna try to do it in 90 minutes or less. Hopefully, we can get it done in 90 minutes. If not, we'll update the title. Nonetheless, we're talking about your 17 secrets. So over the last few days, you sent me some list of your 17 lessons that you learned. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And then basically what I've done is, of course, we have to make it a show. So it's now a show. And we're going to talk about it. You're going to share your secrets with us. And then we'll take it from there. But without any further ado, how have you been, babe?
I'm doing awesome.
You're doing fantastic.
Yep.
I like
I'm
that.
doing great. I'm a new business owner, so you'll know. Okay.
Yeah, Miss Boss Chick.
Okay.
Boss lady.
You missed it.
Man. I know. I'm a little sloppy. You know how I was before we jump on live. I told you, my nerves are a little bit all over the place. So
I wonder why.
I don't know why. I think it's the rice. I'm not supposed to be eating rice, and you fed me rice.
Okay.
So Um,
Some people are looking for
yeah.
people to feed them. I fed you, and you're still complaining.
I see. What's going on,
This
Gracious
life no
Greatness? Good to see you, my brother.
It's
Thank
like
you
no
for being here.
balance.
All right. So we're going to run through your secrets, and then we'll take it from there. I'll lead you on. I'll let you know the list you send, and then you tell me why you gave me that as part of your items. And I would say, well, it's been 17 years. So now 17 years ago. I actually met you 20 years ago.
That's true.
All right. So 20 years, 3 years into it, 2 years into it, I decided that, okay, let's make it official. The moment, I won't say the moment, but almost like the moment I met you, I kind of knew that there's something about this person. A little short while after that, I knew you were my wife. But I made it official 2 years after that. And then we really made it official 3 years later. So it's been 17 years. Jum, welcome, Jum. Good to see you, Jum.
Welcome, Jum.
All right. So now, contrary to popular beliefs, I didn't do everything right. I didn't vet properly. I'm still vetting. I'm still in the middle of vetting.
You didn't vet properly. I did. Well.
Okay, you didn't vet. You can tell me now.
I didn't vet properly.
Yeah. And by the way, my name is Ola. This is my beautiful wife, Lola. And we're the authors of Get My Marriage Back, Number One Red Flag. We're also the creators of Prestige Academy. We're basically helping people do this love thing right. Okay. And we are sharing it. We're sharing from our 17 years of experience, 20 years of friendship. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So again, she's going to share her secrets with us. So contrary to popular belief, as I was saying, I didn't do everything properly. Okay. Sorry for the Holy Spirit. And we didn't do, what do you call it? Waiting.
What do you mean?
The waiting.
Oh, okay.
We didn't do the
3 years.
Yeah.
We were doing the things that we were not supposed to be doing.
We were doing everything we're not supposed to do.
But
we didn't do waiting. We didn't do the waiting like Megan Good and Pastor Franklin. We didn't do the waiting. I didn't say anything more than that.
Okay, let me just shut my mouth. Okay. Don't get me in trouble.
Contrary to popular belief, no, I'm not a pastor.
You're my pastor because I like you being my pastor. I like you looking like a pastor in suits.
And we have a super chat already. Gracious Greatness, my guy. Shout out to both of you. 20 years since meeting.
Oh, thank
17
you.
17 years of marriage. You both are doing well. Congratulations. I appreciate you, bro.
We're trying, though. Yeah. Thank you so much.
And Jujum say, y'all are there singing. we were just doing the Lord's work.
We're experimenting.
So, but whatever we did, we're still here 17 years later. So we thank God. But again, I was saying, contrary to popular belief, I didn't do all the right vetting. I didn't ask all the questions. I didn't ask you what your credit score was.
You didn't know. You didn't.
Right. I didn't. In fact, when you came over to my place to sleep over, we didn't tell your parents exactly where you were going. You didn't. That was your responsibility.
I said I was going to a party, okay? And I went to party with you.
Natu, welcome, Natu. Good to see you.
Hi, Natu.
Yeah, we used to go live on Instagram. Everybody's acting like strangers on Instagram. You can say hello. It's okay. Shout out to all for watching us live. You can say hello. I know we used to come here, but
it's okay. Let them warm up.
Yeah, but don't be shy. Just say hello.
It's okay to be shy.
But anyway, shout out to everybody on YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody. Anyway, apologies. I'm not balling, so I can't give big right now. Of course, you're doing very, very well. Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right. So 17 years later, so as you can imagine, it got to a point, things got thick. Tension.
Thing.
I think what year would you say that was around? Like around when it started? I mean, kind of like at the wedding.
I think
at the wedding, things already started to get thick, but
there was a little.
There was some other, but the actual drama. Real life thick.
Yeah.
Tension.
About when we were 9 years into it?
No. There was something before that now, 4 or 5 years in.
Oh yes, that
4
was
years
when
ago,
you
yeah.
threw out the divorce.
So
You threatened me with
yeah,
divorce.
right.
I was like,
So 9
excuse
years.
me.
There was a. I wasn't going to go into all that now. Don't be doing my kidding like that here now.
Okay.
All these people thought I was perfect.
Ah. Come and ask me now if you want to know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, contrary to popular belief, I wasn't perfect. My parents also thought I was perfect.
Oh, you're a saint when it comes to your parents, okay?
You know,
right?
now, you know, there was again things got thick, and then we thought things were all right. It's like we're on a cruise, 7 years, 8 years, and then like you were saying, 8, 9 years in everything
is scattered.
But we thank God. I think around a year after that, then we learned some new things, and then we started helping other people, and we started sharing. And with the author, we've authored 2 books together since then, and now we've been running the Prestige Academy for about 6 years, actually. So we want to continue to share this kind of stuff, you know. So at 17, I was like, I'm just going to do my 17 lessons, my own thing. And then some people started asking that you should do your own 17.
You see?
So
you're like, let's hear from the wife.
So now, so I asked her to send me her 17, and then she sent them over, and she sent them to me in one word. So
you now instructed examination questions for me.
No. We're just gonna get through it. You know, we're gonna get through it. But the first phase is the foundation of a strong marriage. We didn't, you know, again, I think we had to build a brand new foundation. No, we had to build a foundation at 9 years. We didn't have foundation. That's the fact. Okay, and I'm willing to bet my monthly livelihood that all of the rest of us did not have foundation. You might think you did, maybe because you went in front of a pulpit. Right.
You went to your pastor for like advice and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, but you don't know, you have no idea what you're getting advice on.
You're not prepared. You don't know what you're gonna.
You have no idea what you're doing with it. So based on the 17 stuff on your list that you sent to me, there's the first phase here that kind of like foundational. So when you say we're gonna count down. Secret number 17 of 17, communication. Can you tell us, you said this is what you discovered in the last 17 years. Are you trying to tell me that you didn't know anything about communication before marriage?
I mean, what we call communication, you know, before marriage is not communication. You have no clue what communication is until you get to a point where you're speaking to your spouse and they're not hearing you, or the other person is shut down. That's when you know that, it'd be like, say, my communication is not effective. We don't practice effective communication. As a matter of fact, I don't even communicate at all, because in my head, I'm like, if I communicate, if I say this, then you would say I'm nagging, and I don't want. And you never said that.
Not in that way.
But growing up as a young girl in my home, you know, my parents' home, my mom tended to nag. So I've always told myself that I would not be that one to nag. Do older people agree to anything? Anyway, I used to tell myself I won't be that person.
Okay.
But now I went to the extreme of not even speaking out my mind. So everything gets bottled in, I shut down, and everything explodes after a while. So
at 17 years, you discovered that you're going to step it up? Or exactly?
I would say right after 10 years, I discovered that I have to speak my mind. I can't be scared of speaking my mind. And I realized that men don't read minds. You don't know what's going on within me. I have to say it out. And no matter how, because me, I try to be considerate. I don't want to use a tone, but if I start having a tone, that's because I didn't say it immediately. So if I use my words when I'm supposed to use my words, it gets easier for me and it's better received. So that's why I put communication on number 17.
I put it on number 17.
You put it on
your 17.
Yeah, it's one of my 17, but it's one of my weakness. You know.
But you agree that it's foundational, like that. That's something that is going to be a foundation of your marriage.
Yeah, you have to talk, not just speak. You know, there's difference between talking and speaking. When you're speaking, it's like you are on a pulpit speaking to the people. But when you're talking, you have to engage with the other person. It's a conversation. And in order to be heard, it has to be an effective conversation. You have to say, oh, so you're saying, oh, I received that. But oftentimes, by the time I'm speaking to you, I'm already here. I've already had it.
Okay.
So if you now detect that, you know, it looks like I'm cranky or I'm, you know, moving funny, I'm not being myself, I'll just flip out, like, you know.
Okay.
So I learned that that's not healthy.
All right, cool. So, well, I think we can all agree. I think most people kind of know, but they don't know what it looks like. I think communication really is the foundation. You know, being open and honest isn't just about avoiding conflict. It's about building trust. The more we understand each other, the fewer misunderstandings, obviously, will happen. So I agree with you that, you know, so I feel like I've always known communication, but known communication and knowing how to practice effective communications are two different things.
It's different.
You know, so, but yeah. Anyway, welcome back. As you're coming in, please don't forget, if that was good tip already, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up the notifications. We'll be right back.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we're here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1 732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve. So sorry, no, we're not going to be doing the long interludes, but secret number 16 of 17, you said friendship. This is foundational. What do you mean by that?
I feel like it is a friendship. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. I feel like it's our friendship that kind of saved us at the end of the day.
Saved us
from divorce.
Okay.
We're able to find our way back to each other because of that relationship. You know, it's not just about the career or
you can say sex, baby.
I can say sex.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I don't think there's any children here. Sex. Yes.
All right. So it's not just about sex. There's more to, you know, a relationship. Like during the times that we dated for that 3 years, we were so free with each other. We were so close. Like you picked me up from work every day. Literally. You'll come to the airport. Then I used to work at British Airways. You drive down to the airport.
I was jobless.
You weren't jobless. You had a job.
I was working a part-time job.
Well,
I was in college too.
But even when you started doing real estate, you still picked me up. You took me to your deals. We did so many things together. So, you know, we shared things together. I tell you anything, I'll tell my best friend. So, you know, when we started having those issues, it felt like one of my arm was cut off because, you know, I didn't feel complete.
You didn't feel complete?
I knew,
even though you were trying to run.
But the thing is, I needed to breathe because I felt a little bit suffocated. I felt like I was, you know, when you're going against the tide, like you're swimming and you just lose your balance. That's how I felt. So I needed that break to step out of it. Like, let me even get myself together. And then we can come back and be whole. And that's what we did. So that friendship really helped because I knew that, okay, this was my guy now. Like, isn't it the same guy that I knew from back in this? People say people change, but I knew that it wasn't a matter of changing. I felt like it was more of a see-finish situation. Like when you start to take each other for granted, and sometimes you have to miss each other to actually value each other. And that's why sometimes I do tell people it's okay to break away for a minute. If you're going through it, it's okay to have a trial separation. It's not the end of the world. And you know what? If you don't end up back together, then maybe it was never meant to be.
So you wouldn't. So as part of the foundation, friendship, you wouldn't trade that for anything. That's
no, I like to be friends.
That's
with
necessary
one
for you.
Yes, absolutely. And I know people say, "Oh no, you should not be best friends with your husband." Okay, if you're not best friends with your husband, who else would you be best? Because you're already sharing too much anyway. So it comes natural that the person you share a lot with, you tell them everything.
Right.
That's how I feel. Of course, I have a best friend, but
right.
I can't keep things from you. And
It's
if I have to keep
as long
things
as your
from
boyfriend
you,
is okay with me competing with.
why do you have to compete? Just stay in your own.
Stay in my own lane, eh?
Abby, why do you have to compete? Nobody's competing for anything. Yeah.
I couldn't agree. More. Friendship definitely sets the tone for everything else. When we prioritize being friends, it means we enjoy each other's company beyond just the romantic aspects.
Yeah.
And when life gets tough, is that friendship that will pull us back together.
Right.
Because it brings respect.
And I remember
the respect that a lot of people crave so badly.
Right.
It's more or less an after effect of a good friendship.
Yeah. And when I was, during that time that we were separated, anywhere I went to, people would say, where's Ola? And I'm like, and then it was starting to get annoying.
So you were resenting that?
Like, what? So I cannot step out.
What?
I have to. I mean, come on, man. I'm like, I don't know. It's home. Like, leave me alone. Anybody that saw me asked of you all
That's
the
good.
time. Because we went to places together. Even when we were married, even in our, in the beginning of our marriage, we were clubbing, we were doing things together. We found a place to put the babies. We were having the time of our lives, like I said, see finish entered. And
yep, I couldn't agree more. Friendship is key. It's a key part of the foundation. All right, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Secret number 15 of 17. You said compromise. What do you mean? Are you trying to say that I'm stretching you too thin and you have to compromise a lot? What are you trying to say?
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning of our marriage, I compromised way too much.
So
as much as
compromising
needed.
In terms of balancing, being a wife, being a mom.
Yes.
Or it's just me that's stressing your life like that?
It's not you stressing my
life. Being a career woman.
But me, naturally, I worry about everybody. So sometimes, I compromise way too much by myself. Like, even if you're not asking me to, I want to make sure everybody's good. I want to take care of the kids. I want to make sure you're good. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning. Or for example, remember one scenario, I think... So I was cleaning the house. Okay. And a little bit of me is like OCD, Shout out to my mom. My mom is very particular. My mom said, do this for me, and you do it for her. She will never be satisfied. So you can't impress her. So basically, going back to my story, cleaning up the house. The place that stresses me out with cleaning in this whole house is the bathtub. Okay. But I feel like you got to put your body into it. Like you really have to get every nook and corner. Right? And then the trash. And I remember my dad called me. I think it was just a random call. Was just trying to say hello to me or something like that. And I busted into tears. And it was like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm so overwhelmed. There's so much housework and I can't do it. And he was like, did you ask your husband for help? And I'm like, What do you mean? He should know. Can't he see that I'm doing this all by myself? He should know. Why do I have to tell a grown man to do this, to do that? And my dad said, look, we don't know because we don't read minds. And if you appear to be strong, like you got it, we'll let you do it. Because another thing with us women, and particularly even with me, if I say, babe, please help me do that thing now. I say, I got it. I'll do it in 5 minutes. My mind won't leave.
So now,
it'll be on that thing.
Because we're talking about the secret you mastered, right? And it's a compromise, right? So you're talking about the balancing
things out as a wife, a mom, and a professional. You know, I had to like tell myself to calm down. If something is not getting done in the moment, it's not going to be the end of the world.
You know why I like that? Because most people, when they say compromise, when it comes to marriage, they're talking about
the other person
giving it all. They're talking about don't complain. They're talking about, okay, you're complaining too much or you're nagging. That's marriage is about compromise. They don't talk about the other side of things. That you might be doing overkill, compromise overkill.
Absolutely.
Right. So I like that angle. You know, I think it's a balancing act for sure.
Yeah, I had to learn that. Because I'm the type of person that when I come from work, if I say tonight I'm making a new pot of stew, you know me, once I do my shopping, you will be like, babe, rest. I'm like, no, I have to finish this thing today. I have to make sure it's done. And sometimes life does not work out that way. You have to rest.
Yeah.
So what? Everybody gets to eat pizza that night. It's not the end of the world. So, and I will give it to you because
you just triggered a bunch of people.
No, why
you said they want to eat swallow tonight, and you're talking about pizza.
No, you know what? One thing I am grateful
swallow
for.
and banga soup.
One thing I'm grateful for, I would say, is that you never stress me when it comes to that. You'll be like, it's okay, baby. We can order food.
Because I can feed myself. I'll find food. If it's about food, we can find food.
Yeah, and I remember when I first got married, I would cook and I would have served your food. Hey, this guy will not come out of his office for like straight up 2 hours. And I'm like, you know, you taught me. Now I don't even serve your food. When you are ready, you go to the kitchen and help yourself. So you really, I mean, you don't stress me when it comes to that at all. So when people talk about, their husband said they have to eat tonight, I'm like, wait, what?
Swallow tonight.
I can't relate. I cannot.
I'm
sorry. And I'm like, my next question is, can he make a egusi himself?
God forgive you. To each his own. If you can figure out how to get your wife to do it for you, do it.
Yeah, but you won't demand now.
No, it's not demand. I said figure out how to.
You say lovingly. Some people, they see that their wife just came back from 14 hours of nursing job. That's when you be like, babe, I have to eat inyo tonight. What? Can you make inyo yourself, bro? If you can't make it, please. Everybody needs to know how to cook. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So it's about, I believe compromise is not a one-way street. Most people, when they bring it into the conversation of marriage, it's a one-way thing.
Right.
You just give it all up.
Until you crash.
Yeah. So as you know, nothing is really one way. When everything is going good, they become two-way. But sometimes when there's crisis, it might have to start as one way.
Right.
You might have to give first. You know, you might have to compromise a little bit because you're seeing the future, you will get something back from it. So I don't always believe that it's absolutely give and take, but it becomes give and take. What you're looking for is give and take. You don't always start that way. So it's about priorities, prioritizing yourself, looking at what needs to get done and prioritize. Okay, this is too much for me. Okay, let me ask for help. You know, when it's necessary. So I like that angle when it comes to compromise. All right, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Before we continue, we'll continue with number 14, respecting and embracing differences. I'm gonna come to you in a second, babe. Let me see. Natu says at this point, Lola is me and I am her because I want to make sure everyone is good.
Yep.
This empath behavior does not pay.
It is.
Gotta be careful with that empath thing that everybody's proud of.
Yeah.
Be careful. I think it's nice. It's cute. It's
out.
like being a good guy. But you gotta be careful with that, right? Uncle Beno is here. It says, "Good job, sis. I like the transparency. I need," but then he goes forward to say, "I need my agusi and pounded yam."
You have to get in the kitchen, okay? We'll do it together. That's how we do it. I'll help you with one. You will help me with the other.
I'll help you with something. It's definitely not, but I do help with that too, right? Depends on.
You very do, seldomly. But you know my biggest fear with you in the kitchen, it's gonna be chaotic. No, and I can't.
You see how she's telling on me? Enough of the transparency. No. Secret number 14 of 17: respecting and embracing differences. What do you mean by that?
So it took me a while, to just. We're very, very different human beings. You came from a different background. I love you.
I came from Akure, and you came from where?
Whatever. Anyway, the way we do things are different, right? When it comes to certain things, one of my pet peeves, and I'm not throwing you out of under the bus, baby. Permit me to say this.
What am I permitting you for?
When you are in the bathroom, showering, by the time
Okay, you gotta go all the way back. Somehow we were muted. How long were we muted for? What was the last thing you heard?
We were muted, King.
What was the last thing you heard? Tell me the last thing you heard. Somebody said volume. I see a bunch of volumes. Shout out to Abigail Oyin on Instagram.
You have to pay me.
Lola Bunny. Hello, Lola Bunny.
Oh, Lola Bunny. I know Lola Bunny.
He said he has mute you. That is funny.
He did it on purpose because I was telling.
Funny.
I was telling.
not to on YouTube talking about that was intentional. I don't trust MOP.
Yes. Yes. And I still can remember what I said.
All right. So you were talking about bathroom.
So I was talking about, one of my pet peeves, okay? Being married to this my Oga right here. When you go in the bathroom and shower. So this is how I think. I'm like, let me go to the shower first before.
It says like a tornado. You don't have to elaborate now.
Yeah. By the time I go in there, when you come out of the bathroom, it's like a tornado. You have water everywhere on the floor. Like there's a bathroom mat, there's a door,
here's why.
The top.
She wants me to do shalaye. Guess why? Because you see, full body, right? When I step out, it's water. You just step out.
You're supposed to dry yourself in there before you step out.
So I can slide and fall. And so when you step out like that, it's before you clean it. If you calm down a few minutes before I'm done, you won't see water because I would have cleaned it. But you have to come inside in that moment, don't you?
And your cleaning is like, you know how people clean, like they don't see the water. They just clean and there's water everywhere. Anyway, that's a big pet peeve for me.
Wait, I'm still trying to figure out how did we get here from respecting and differences.
I'm telling you how I've learned to like embrace Ola with this flows. Right. Okay.
Let me help them. Did you guys hear the fashion part? She was about to talk about my fashions. That's where we were when we found out the volume. Did you guys hear? Was it the last one you were talking about?
Yes.
You were talking about fashion.
After the bathroom.
Okay, go ahead and tell them. They want to know.
So basically, I still desire to have a ease and as bathroom.
And I said, God forbid.
And this guy does not want me
God
to have
forbid,
one. Just for peace. Anyway.
What God has joined together. Finish it now.
Let no man put us on.
Yeah, that also means let no woman.
What? Anyway, the other thing is.
No, that's enough. Differences. Talk about differences.
I'm talking about the fashion part.
Okay.
I didn't talk about the fashion part.
You said I don't know how to dress now.
I didn't say you don't know how to dress. I said I love you in suits
and I said
blazers and shoes. Like you look amazing. I won't like you in face arts, but you will not wear.
No, I don't like stuff all over my body. You see how this thing is to the side.
My husband is the most comfortable person.
You're supposed to be wearing my glasses from time to time. I don't like stuff on my body. I need to.
You are the most comfortable person in this world.
I like to be free.
Like sometimes we have to go to the store and you literally want to walk out of this house with your shorts and flip-flops. And then I have to say,
I'm a free man.
I'm like, whose man is this? Because this is my man. And you're not about to go out there looking like that.
All right, get back to the lesson. Thank you.
Anyway, sometimes what I'm trying to say is that sometimes
the secrets. You were sharing the secret of the 17 secrets.
Let me learn now, guys.
14 secrets.
I'm saying that sometimes, we may not agree on certain things, but, you cannot change a person. You just have to love who you're with.
But you don't have to stay with people you don't like, just so you know. Or if they're not healthy, you don't have to stay with them.
No, not the toxic situation. Yeah. This is fashion.
Oh, just fashion. They can manage fashion.
You can manage it.
Since you marry them like that, right?
They can evolve over time.
Since you marry them like that,
I can take charge of certain things. I can even get your stylist to dress you up comfortable.
Or you could just be my stylist.
It's stressful. You have to pay me for that, okay? Because everything we bring, you'll be like, I don't like this. I cannot wear it. This is that. Anyway, that. And then sometimes when we argue,
Miss Unique on Miss Unique RN on Instagram says, "Let no bathroom put asunder." Amen.
Oh my God.
Amen to that.
The bathroom situation is bad. I've adjusted.
I thought I've adjusted too. No.
You've adjusted. I will have to find out tonight when I go upstairs.
No, here's what happens. Here's a lesson. Moment of lesson. When you fix it and they complain about something, or they not complain. Let's not use the word complain. That's negative. When they enlighten you about something that's going on within the marriage, and when you fix it, you notice. Not who is they? It could be man or woman. You notice they don't notice that you've actually fixed the issue. See, finish is a bastard.
Anyway, I have one other one that I
thank you, Natu, for the super chat.
Thank you,
great to see you, Lady of Prestige. Thank you, Natu.
Thank you. Another one is that I had to just and I feel like some people might be able to relate with this. So earlier in our marriage,
yes,
when we go out, and you hold me like this, and you are talking to somebody. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I've gotten to a point that it doesn't bother me anymore. But back when we first got married, it used to bother me so much.
You did?
Yeah. And you would say...
I think I remember.
And you will be talking to somebody. And then you won't introduce me. Yeah. And then I'm just supposed to stand next to you like one door. I hated that.
Like a handbag.
Like a handbag, like an accessory.
What's the other language that they always use? Handbag, accessory. Like this accessory, right?
That used to piss me off, and then we'll argue about it, and then you tell me that person is not important. You don't need to know them. Oh, if I don't need to know them,
number one, you know that, right?
I know. If I don't need to know them, why are we stopping for 5 minutes and talking to this person?
So you've learned in 17 years to respect that. I don't.
You've also adjusted. Very well.
I've adjusted. So it's not a difference. Yes. It's something I had to adjust to.
But I also had to let go and let God. Like, you know what? Anything that's going to steal my peace of mind away.
Go. If you don't let go, you cannot be inside of marriage.
Yeah. If I do anything that will steal my peace of mind away, I cannot deal with it. Just let go, let God. But it took us a while to get there. It used to be a constant fight.
Right. So if you ever find yourself in that position and your husband keeps literally saying hello to people and you're like a handbag.
I'm not saying he's saying hello to people. I'm talking about having a full conversation.
Yeah.
After hello.
The way she said it, right? So if you ever find yourself in that situation, you will just interrupt like, yeah, my name is Lola. You just interrupt the conversation that way. Say my name. By the time you do that a few times, he'll be embarrassed. He will start learning how
That's true. It'll be awkward.
Yes. Instead of the full-blown arguments that we had
after the fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think also the lesson for men is that I think it took me a second to really grasp why you would feel, because in my opinion, I mean, in my head back then, like, you're with me. What do you want from me?
So just stay there like that. You're with me.
No, I would introduce it if it takes too longer than a moment. But I feel like in a moment you're already pissed off. And it's like I'm saying hello to a few people and I'm moving.
To be honest, it's not just a few people. Sometimes it's just some silly serial days. And
I think it depends on the person.
On the person too.
Thank you.
Like this is how I feel.
Uncle, I know this is the point where you say thank you for transparency again. Okay.
And then they'll be feeling special. Like me, for example,
Fumi said, "Let go and let God." Hello, Fumi.
Hi, Fumi. If that was me, I'm just going to my car right now and I meet a couple, I would acknowledge both people. I'm not just gonna face the person I know and start talking to them. That's so rude.
The reality is that a lot of 22-year-old people are rude. That was someone with like 22, 23.
I've never been that way, so
I bet you don't deal with that now today.
No, I don't.
Yeah. No. Actually, you've been that way before, and
to
me, there was one particular event.
Was I pissed off before meeting this person?
No, it wasn't. No, we came there, and you brought me there, and my mind just went back to how much you didn't like that. Me, I wouldn't mind normally. Like, I'll just sit tight until if you introduce me, I'll fine. If you don't introduce me, that means.
Wait, is that a quick minute that I said hello to somebody?
No, it wasn't a quick minute. It was for a while.
Oh, so
yeah, but it felt terrible.
But
you didn't ask why it felt terrible.
Why?
Because I remember you always complained about that, and the fact that you would not get yourself in that moment. I resented.
Do you think I was doing it deliberately, or did you think?
No, I knew you were not doing it deliberately, because remember, it was me that used to do it. I was not doing it deliberately, right? But when you're saying hello to people, sometimes you get carried away, right? So, but again, these are small little things that can eat up a marriage or life, right? So we're talking about differences. So, but obviously, there's many more
differences. Yes,
differences that you have to respect. We spent some amount of time on this. I have to agree with you overall anyway. Respecting and embracing our differences has been a real game changer in my opinion, because imagine waking up every day, you're bickering and nagging, and they say you're nagging, you say, no, I'm not nagging. They say calm down. I say, don't tell me calm down. So
actually, you just made me remember one thing right now. There's one thing that I used to do that used to piss me off.
Yeah, what's that?
And I say, I'll come to you and maybe I'm pissed off because somebody just pissed me off, and you asked me what happened and I explain myself, and you're like, oh, maybe that person was. I'm venting.
So
why are you on the other side?
Part of the stuff we teach here, right, is I'm able to pick up all the possible point of view, right? Gentlemen, the worst thing you can do is be picking up point of views with your girl. You need to listen to her point of view, acknowledge it, and you might not need to do anything outside of that. If you can't acknowledge it, you need to do more, shalaye, and you will just shalaye tired.
I just want you to listen.
Yeah.
Not help me fix the issue at the end of the day.
Yeah. I tell them all the time, I say, this thing is easier than you think. You are stressing yourself. Just listen to that one point of view that she has and acknowledge it. But that was something that you had to get, because I believe you got used to it before I actually learned to not do that.
Right.
Yeah. So we didn't grow up the same way. So definitely there are differences. There will be challenges with that. It just makes sense. Yeah, logically. It makes sense that if you didn't grow up the same way,
things will be different.
People will show up differently in multiple dimensions, So we've definitely learned to view our differences as a positive opportunities. In the corporate world, they call it diversity, right? They embrace it. They don't complain about it. So that will be the first of the 3 phases we want to go through. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. We're jumping right into, I guess, number 14 or something like that. But we will be right back.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we're here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1 732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve.
No.
I forgot. Overcoming challenges. So we're getting to the real deal. All that stuff we just talked about is all cute stuff. Marriage will shake you up, you know. You never see anything yet. Shout out to Oge Tayo. Oge is here.
Okay.
She's been watching my people, gives me so much joy. Hello, Oge.
What's up?
All right. So overcoming challenges, the next phase we're getting into secret number 13. We talked about teamwork. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
When it comes to like doing things together, like projects, it's very important that we're on the same team. When it comes to finances, it's very important that we stick together, because if we don't, then we can't achieve anything. And for some reason, we are always able to do that together. I don't know why, but I feel like it's
You
easy
don't know
for
why?
me.
Because I'm
I
an
feel-
easy person to work with. What do you mean?
I think
Kill
I'm
me.
what?
Kill
Excuse
me.
I'm sorry.
I'm an easy person to
I
work
think
with.
I'm the easy person to work with, to be honest.
I think so.
I
think so too.
don't.
Yeah.
I feel like you
If
don't
you're
have
not
to
pissed
try
off.
hard. Exactly. You're right about that.
If you're
If I'm not
pissed-
pissed off,
Okay.
but I'm very easy, to satisfy. And I don't know, maybe it also comes from my background of, my childhood. My mom is very hard to impress. My mom is a sweetheart, by the way.
Yes, he is. Thank you. Thank
But
you for remembering to say that.
So there's some certain things that I see when I was growing up that I don't want to be. And another part of me, like Sister Nathan mentioned earlier, I'm an empath. All you got to tell me is that, babe, and there's another thing I have to say, you're a great guy. If I've not given you your flowers, I'll give it today.
You're surprised.
You know why?
Can you imagine?
If my husband has,
I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like you're surprised suddenly.
if my husband has $20 and it's the last card he has on him, he will give me that $20. He'll be like, baby, I'll be okay. That's the kind of person you are. So I always say, if you are a millionaire, a billionaire tomorrow, I know you got me. So I don't let the little things,
How
like
sure are you?
things that we can, I just have confidence. And it's all the footprints you've left. So when it comes to that area, I don't have a problem with you leading me, because I know you have our best interest at heart. You show up every time.
Right. So am I playing teamwork or you're playing teamwork?
Am I what?
So I'm the one who is facilitating the teamwork, or
all you have to do is tell me what's going on, and I'm game. If it makes sense, most of the time it does.
She
make
was
sense.
my assistant before there was assistant.
Whatever you
Don't
believe
get
in,
it
I
twisted.
believe in.
She was doing paperwork for me when there was no laptops. She's absolutely correct about that. But even in the context of marriage is definitely something that we have to embrace team effort definitely a lot more over the years.
Right.
So I couldn't agree more.
Even our kids,
even when it comes to
they can't see the meat. Like they come to me and they were like, "Mom, can you tell dad blah 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 blah?" And I'm like, "Why don't you go tell your dad yourself?" "Oh, he's gonna say no, but he listens to you." I'm like, "What? you have to sell your dad on why you need that. So you can't come and finesse me and get a yes from me or a no from me and go to my husband and he will get a yes from me. We stick together. I'm like, if daddy is okay with it, I'm good with it. And they know it's a rule in our family.
Yeah,
it's a rule in our family.
They know, but you indulge them. Like I found out the other day that they bought a whole game for $800. They spent $800 of my money buying a game console, and then they were bringing the issue to me after they got into a fight about it.
But that's their allowance. They could do what you never said. They couldn't do whatever they like with their allowance.
I like that you said that. Your allowance, you and them, I own all of you together. Anyway, team effort.
I own you guys.
You definitely feel more connected because team effort. Either we're talking about her business or we're talking about my side of the business. It's definitely a team effort. And if you struggle with doing things together, there's a good chance that it will affect the marriage. So I like that as a secret. 17-year secret. What number was that? What number is that we are on?
Number 13.
Number 13. Let me see. That's number 13. Okay. Yeah, nice one. All right, we'll be right back. Anyway, welcome back. Secret number 12: support each other's passion. We've always been big on supporting each other's passion. I just spoke about that.
Right.
How important is that? And you want to elaborate? What do you mean by support each other's passion?
So I remember there was a time we used to go to this program in it was a young people's program. What's it called? It was Pastor Mike and Pastor Rhoda, House of David.
Okay.
And young people would come together and talk about discussions and stuff like that. And sometimes we're not satisfied with the answers that they gave us.
I'm often not satisfied with the answers.
And then, one day on our ride home, Ola was like, babe, I'm starting a program. It's going to be gospel according to Talks B. And it's me and you.
I'm said that story.
In 2009. And I'm like, gospel according to Talks B. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's do it. I had no clue what we'll be talking about. But I was like, you know what? We're going to do it. It doesn't matter. We're right dying this
We've been
together.
at this YouTube game for a long time. Don't get it twisted.
A long time.
2009.
Yeah.
But that happened to be the same year that I also got into digital marketing.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right after real estate, right?
Yeah.
When the market crashed. Yes.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I know.
So you definitely came on board. You took it on.
Did.
And everything. So we did like a season by season thing. You hated when we go off season.
I even carried it on top of my head.
Because at that time I was like, I'm looking at the time and all that kind of stuff, monetization to make sure that we can sustain it. But she was just very excited about the whole thing. Yeah.
Right. And funny enough.
But that would be the first time you supported my passion though. Obviously,
okay.
Going back to 2005, coming out of college, not going to a 9 to 5, doing real estate.
Oh, that's true.
So, obviously.
Not getting a conventional job.
Yeah.
Another thing is that remember in 2012 when I decided I wanted to leave British Airways.
Yeah.
So I was frustrated by this duty manager, angry woman. I think she was going through divorce. So bitter. She just made her life a living hell.
Yeah.
And I had been at that place for 8 years. Like the job is so easy. But this woman was such a bitch. So I just called my husband all randomly that I'm tired of this job and I want to quit. And I said, I want to go to hair school for a whole year. That means I won't be making any money. I'll be doing it full time. And he was like, you know what, babe?
Yeah.
I got you. And I put in my resignation letter for 2 weeks.
Did you actually resign? We don't resign such jobs. We just leave.
I did it the right way, because you know me too, I'm also very particular.
We just leave.
I don't like to burn bridges most of the time. I like to find my way out easily. And that meant a lot to me because
there's only one job I've ever resigned in my life. The only job I've ever had, FedEx.
In today's world, there are some couples that they can't even support each other like that.
Yeah,
the fact that I can call you up,
it's a big issue out there. Yeah.
So that means a lot to me.
Yeah, because oftentimes they are I think they are stuck on traditional gender roles. It might be something that will throw a wrench in the middle of how things are stable already. So that people don't know how to. That's a crisis, right? You want to go do something, but I'm like, we had a different idea, right, before, but then you're feeling some type of way, so you're not able to get that support because they feel like, okay, everything's going to get messed up, maybe because of babysitting, because of so many other, so it's not an easy thing. But when you know that this is a secret, right? Supporting each other's passion. When you know that supporting each other's passion doesn't mean that they will pull through too. They might just need you to support. And there have been things that you said, and then you came back, you said, no, I'm good on that, right? But you feel safe enough to stay settled in order to make a decision, right? It's not to say that there's some things that you can, like your wife cannot just come home and say she wants to become a stripper, and then just support each other's passion. You know, that's extreme, obviously. Somebody's going to say that in the chat. I knew it. That's why I said it up front. We're not talking about extremes. We're talking about not necessarily simple too, but somewhere in between extreme and simple. But just that person needs your support. So every day we're running a lot of stuff here. We're releasing products and all this kind of stuff, and I will run stuff by you. We're running a campaign. The campaign is not successful or is slowed down or something like that. I'm running it by you. Just the listening ear
goes a long way.
Just a listening ear goes a long way. The other day, I fired a consulting company that I was working with.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I remember that.
And I remember having a conversation with her, this is what I'm thinking about, and then you're like, boom, we get that done.
Yeah, and again, the thing with me is sometimes I'm already feeling your pain.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, what? I'm pissed off. I'm like, you know what? Kick them to the curb. What the hell do they think they are? Like, they can't treat you like that. So I am a ride or die type of person.
Yeah.
If I'm getting what I deserve in that relationship, I'm going all the way.
Yeah. And then 3 weeks later, the person got hit. Sorry. I meant that figuratively speaking. But your enemies,
they got fired.
Your enemies will get hit by a bus in Jesus' name. Amen.
And that type of prayers. Oh my God.
Anyway, so I think that's a big deal. I think supporting each other is definitely essential. It allows us to grow individually, but also because there is a lot of individual activities going on as well, contrary to popular belief.
And you know what surprised me the most?
Yeah.
You knew ahead of me that the profession that I chose to go into, they made the least amount of money.
Yeah, if they do, and you did as a job. Yes.
Yeah, and you did not try to stop me.
Yeah, because
and I had to learn that
because
on
there's
my
no
own.
because look at where we are today now. Your boss chick now today, because you decide how much you make. Right. There are some jobs out there, minimum wage job. If you want to do it as a job, it's minimum wage. But when you own it, there are many of them making millions of dollars a year. So for me, I can see beyond just being a job. But I knew that it's going to be a phase you'll go through. And you have to understand, because if I told you, don't do it, right? But then I also saw the passion that you had, the excitement that you had for it at that time, right? That passion, that excitement is not about paycheck on Friday, right? So that's bigger than that. That's why, that's more of the reason. And I definitely benefit more in terms of, even if you want to put monetarily on it, I benefit more by supporting you than trying to say, did you? A lot of people are in their, because I used to do it too. They become their teachers. Yeah. They become teachers of their romantic lover. It doesn't work. You need to listen more than you are teaching. But I'm the husband, I'm supposed to teach. Okay, calm down, drink water. You're still the husband. if you feel the need to introduce yourself as your husband, there's a good chance that title is slipping away from you. Calm down. Support goes a lot longer way. If she needs your advice, she will ask you, what do you think about this? She will ask you, right? You have more than enough opportunity to offer your advice in a way that is going to be received than shoveling down people's throat. So that's why that went that way. But definitely supporting each other's passion. I have to agree with you. That's a good one. On that one. You know, that goes a long way, because there's nobody in the streets that will support your passion. There's nobody in the streets that will support his passion. Why don't you be the one to support his passion? So if you're worried about how he's running into the street and he's doing all that, or vice versa, right? That's because there's something that can replace you. Don't make it so easy to replace you, you know? But yes, that's that with that. I think that's number 12.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll be right back. We're going straight to number 11. It's a lot of work. It's not bad. You should get through it. Secret number 11 of 17. Laughing together. Laughing together. Laughter has definitely been a big part of our relationship. Yep. What do you mean, though? Let me not jump and pass. What do you mean by laughter? Yeah, I make you laugh, basically, right? I'm a good comedian in this house, right?
Sometimes.
I'm a good comedian in this house, right?
You think?
I will even laugh at my own joke. If you don't laugh, I will laugh. My laugh will make you laugh.
Your dry jokes. Well, yeah, so laughing together, like, you know, and I think most couples
wait, Ogeta, before she said she was leaving, I guess, I'll just disappear soon. Dami loves to follow protocol too much. Wow,
okay. Yeah, okay knows, because she doesn't like to follow protocol. You say you'll be here one time.
As a joint, we also don't like rules.
Well, yeah, I don't like rules.
In certain things.
I would say I don't like rules when it comes to, you know, as in growing up in Nigeria, there's so many things that I felt like is not fair sometimes. When you say Boshe Yakori means this is the way it's supposed to be. Says who? Who defines that?
Says manipulative people.
I don't like it. Don't tell me that. Sometimes life is not black or white. Sometimes there's those gray areas. Can you make that safe for people?
Sometimes or all the time?
Like, that's all the time. That's why I don't follow rules. Most of the time, I would do things in a straight way because I have that fear. My biggest fear in life is getting locked up in a jail. Like, I'm not losing my freedom for nobody. That's my biggest fear. So I would do things the way I'm supposed to do it. But then you now come and add extra traditional stuff to it and say, Boshe Yakorini. What? Says who? I need to do things my way too. I'm a human being. So that's why I push.
So it's a balance, because rules are necessary in life.
Yes, to guide you. But not to control you.
Yeah, to guide. Absolutely,
to guide you. Yeah, so talking about laughing together. You know, sometimes there's some jokes, like, you know, every relationship, in every relationship, your spouse needs to be your gist partner.
Some people resent that these days.
If you're a fly on our wall, man, you don't know what we'll be talking about, the two of us together. Like, we talk about everything. Literally everything is on the table. And another thing I like is that we both seek fun together. Like, for example, sometimes we do go to the comedy place, to the stress factory, to go hang out. I said it before, we used to club a lot together. Like, we were 5 and 6. People be like, where's Ola? Where's Ola? I'm like, relax.
Calm down now.
Can I step out without Ola being my bodyguard?
Not to say calm down, chew ice.
Yeah, we had so much fun together. So much fun that I did not see what happened in our marriage coming at all. But I also sensed it a little bit, because Our marriage, what happened was boundaries, issues of boundaries. Most especially with third parties. When it's me and you, we're good.
You know,
we don't have
a long
problem.
time. I hated that. The argument we had
was about third party. Me and you. It wasn't us.
it was so not annoying. Us. Because at some point I'm like, okay, why am I talking about that? I don't want to be dismissive. But also there's a part of me that's a stronghold that I also want to that thing that's making you argue about a bunch of nobodies. And it was a struggle for me. I have to.
Yeah, but what you didn't understand back then was those nobodies get to come around us so much that it sucks up your energy. It's so draining.
You mean your energy?
Yeah, it drains my energy.
They didn't touch.
They don't have to.
Of mine, no, mine. I'm talking about me.
Oh, they didn't touch you, but they were touching me.
They were.
The energy was off. The vibe was off, and if the vibe is not right, I don't want to be there. That's the type of person I am. I have to be comfortable.
Fumi says third party are destroyers. Good to see you, Fumi. We haven't seen you in a while.
Hi, Fumi.
Yes, they are. They are the enemy. They will eat everything up. They are, and sometimes they are your mother and your father. Sometimes they are your children. Oh God. Yes, children are third parties. You didn't know that?
Yep.
Narcissistic.
What?
Anyway, third parties, you can't allow anything to come between this. Once one person lets down that guard and you allow people here, the devil is like,
And then you start to look at your spouse like, oh, your own is too much. Meanwhile, you wouldn't like the same being done to you. You're not comfortable in a situation.
So what do you do? Let me ask you now. You give a tip around this, because laughing together is absolutely on point. What do you do if you get all of this secret? Let's use, for example, this one we just talked about right now, third parties, right? And your partner does not understand that, right? This is third parties. You don't understand the boundaries, right? If anything, we have situations where the spouse is seeing that you don't respect my folks, and it's making them feel some type of way. That's a real thing, right? Because those are the people that raised that person.
Right.
They can't see your point of view. What would you do today, right, in that kind of situation? Because you know that third party, you feel some type of way. You feel like they have no boundaries. It feels like you have no boundaries. Right? That's my folks. How dare you, right? How would you handle that for people that may be listening to that?
Well, me personally, initially when I was having those issues, the first thing I asked for was therapy. I wanted to talk it out. Like, let's talk about it. Maybe if you have a professional, help us with where we are.
Why do we have to go to therapy?
Why can't we just talk it out? You instantly shut it down and say, I'm not going to any therapist. What? Are you paying for it?
Why can't we just talk?
We need help.
You need to learn how to communicate. What can we talk out?
And you said that quite a bit. But my point is, we're not even hearing each other out.
You weren't hearing me out.
Exactly. So we kept going back and forth.
No. You kept going back and forth. You couldn't hear me out.
And you got pissed off because those third parties are people that are
Don't tell me I'm pissed off. I'm calm. Don't tell me I'm pissed off. I'm calm. Hold on one second. Hold on. Sorry, guys. We need to address something real quick. Did you do like this?
Yeah, my ears are sensitive. You know that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so go ahead. Sorry, I was interrupting you.
Yeah, so it was a struggle back then. But again, when you're in that kind of situation, I feel like counseling is your biggest
What if they don't come to counseling? Most Nigerian men, let me say this with my full chest. Most Nigerian men are coconut heads.
Facts.
Okay.
It's not their fault, it's the culture.
Right.
The culture
They also
has
don't trust the
enabled-
therapy and the counseling out there with all the Oyibo big grammar. They also don't trust them. It's a waste of time. Waste of time to be going through stupid love language assessment.
They don't see the need for it.
They don't. Yeah. So they feel like you can just talk to me as your wife. So if you find yourself in that situation, right, it's not going to be with me, because if you ask me for counsel, let's go right now. But
so what would I would have done
what
instead of because back then when you said you weren't coming, I didn't go.
Yeah.
What I've done is go get that counseling.
Get your ass to the counseling yourself. Exactly.
And that way I can figure things out. Because things can be forced, but things can be influenced. Okay.
Yep.
There are ways that you can move.
There are things you definitely don't know in terms of how you get across to your husband. Right. Oh no, but it's coconut too. No, calm down. There's something you don't know about how to communicate with the person you chose to marry. If you can't own that, it's no wonder.
Yeah.
So good one, babe. Good one. Let's move on. So laughing together, I personally think that's like major. That's actually major. That's why you see it's falling under overcoming challenges together, because the worst thing you want to do is miss out on laughing together. It's a simple but yet powerful. And we
watch Ratchet shows together. Oh my god.
Well, we kind of slow down on that.
We did. Those shows were so Ratchet.
So happy.
Oh my god.
But I was happy to be watching them with you.
Yeah.
Love and Hip Hop, Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, the reality TV show.
Housewives of some. I watched all them Ratchet stuff with you.
You sure did.
Yeah. So in those stressful moments, laughter will definitely be a key. If you can't figure out how to get your partner to laugh, then it might be time for you to get your butt to a marriage counselor, a coach, somebody that can help you, because these are skill sets. A lot of us just assume we're supposed to know them up front. You're dealing with coconut heads. Your husband is not the only coconut head. You are a grand coconut head on your own.
Because you have your own beliefs too.
Because you're stuck in your own ways too, and you can say, "Oh, yeah, he made me stuck." Okay, sure.
No, it brought out the worst in me.
It brought out. That's what you used to. I think you still say that sometimes.
I used to say that. I'm like, and you'll be like, "I'm the only one you get mad at." Yeah, you're the only one that makes me get mad.
Not that part.
But then it makes sense. Yeah. You're the one I'm sleeping with. You're the only one that has that power to bring out that emotional part of me.
The person you're having sex with is the only person that has that kind of power. All right. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Your secret number 10 is forgiveness. We've definitely learned a lot about forgiveness over the years.
Yes.
Now, give me your overall take for the ladies, for the wives out there when it comes to forgiveness.
Okay, so in terms of forgiveness, when we're married earlier.
First of all, did you find it easy to forgive?
No, it was very hard for me.
Jesus.
Because I resented a lot of stuff, because I felt like from the get-go. So for me, we had a very beautiful 3 years of dating. And then the moment that you put the ring on my finger, it was as if something flipped. I was like, wait, what?
Assume position.
I felt like
duty and responsibilities.
I felt like somebody pulled the rug from underneath me. So there were things that I expected you to.
You're such a baby. How old were you again?
I was 26. I was not a baby.
Oh.
I was not a baby. But if you say I'm a baby in today's world, I guess you would be a baby marrying at 26. Anyway, I would write everything down. I have
a journal,
and it's funny, guys.
Did you have a journal?
I had a journal where I put everything. I wrote them down. I kept records. You know who does that?
That is scary.
Do you know who does that? My mom.
Jesus
Let me tell you
is
something.
Lord. Wait. I have my.
This behavior
Jesus is Lord.
I forgot that I have my sound effects today.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah.
My
Go
mom
ahead.
will say, in 1989, your daddy did this, your daddy did it.
Eesh.
And as much as you feel like, I'll never do that,
Mhm.
before you start doing that, you won't even know. I started doing that.
Mhm.
So I had a lot of resentment stored.
Hmm.
And resentment for me, it got to a point that it made me shut down.
Completely.
It started giving me panic attacks.
Mhm.
It started affecting me personally.
Facts.
It was like putting poison in my own system. When they say, when you're mad at somebody and you don't forgive them, it's like poison. That was what I felt in that moment. I wasn't angry at you.
Mhm.
I was more angry at the situation.
Right.
And I was angry at the people that I felt like they were the third parties.
The one that were driving
creating
me.
this mess. And I'm like, I tell myself all the time, my husband is a good man. But unfortunately, it seemed like you're being controlled.
So when I tell these people, right? When I tell these people that it's not good enough that you're good, they are looking at me strangely.
It's not enough, It's not
Yes,
enough
you two
because
ladies. It's not good enough that you're a virgin when you get married. Sorry. It's not good enough that you're good.
yes, it's
Right.
not. It's not because when it got to the point that I started having panic attacks, I told myself, LOLA, you need to get the hell out of this relationship.
Relationship or marriage?
Or this marriage.
Okay, all right.
You need a divorce. Like, it doesn't matter if this man is a good man. You can't be dealing with this. It's too much. So all that resentment I was harboring, all these people are in their house eating amala, no buffet, and sleeping good sleep. And me, I was stressed out. It wasn't good for me.
Mhm.
But now when people piss me off, you know what? And another thing is I didn't use my words. So something I noticed is that sometimes we look at people and say, that person, her mouth is too sharp. Or she's too forward. Sometimes I wish I was more like that.
Right.
When someone tells you,
But you're reserved. But the way you
people.
present doesn't look like you are reserved. I think people also make up their mind of who they think you are.
Right.
Before they
Before actually know who I am.
Right.
I get
now,
that.
if it's family, extended family, they kind of know you as like all that, right? But they there's a way that the way you present in terms of look wise and anything like that, people just kind of like make up their mind who they think you are. They even before you say anything or like you've never been confrontation with anybody.
Nah.
Even before you did that,
Mm-hmm.
they're actually scared that you might be confrontational.
Yeah.
At some point.
I mean, I've had my friends. Okay, left. I had my friends tell me that I'm serious. I'm a serious person, and I'm like, what you mean?
When it comes to
about?
business, and your professionalism, you are serious.
They say I'm always showing up on time. When they say,
you're kind of serious in that way too.
Yeah. If you tell me we're meeting at 5. So this is like the white girl in me. I'm Nigerian, but part of me is just not, aligning to that culture of you gotta be late to places. I get there on time. And then people are like,
she's talking about, oh yes, so we can grab a seat. Like, I don't need a seat. We could just leave if there's no seat.
I don't like to go to places.
I'm an introvert?
Yes, you are, babe. You are an introvert.
I think
need to get out every day. Oh, you are.
Family probably won't believe that.
They don't believe you are. What? You can stay in this house for a week straight up and not see the sun.
I enjoy my own company.
I can't do that. I gotta step out and see the sun.
Especially if it's with you. I enjoy my own company, especially if it's with you.
Yeah. I like to go out. I'm very social. I like to be.
Even me, I said something profound. I felt like that was profound what I just said. I felt like that was profound what I just said. But
yeah, so the point I'm making about forgiveness is,
yes.
The whole idea of keeping records is horrible.
So you feel like he ate you up.
It definitely ate me up. He ate me up. Like it made me.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, when I see these people, I can't even confront them. I just look at them. You know,
No,
I
Shakira,
still say
you
hello.
know who else? I've told you this. You know who else is like that?
Your mom.
My mom. My mom is like, but when it's time to confront the corporate, nothing. I'm like,
it's just not who we are, to be honest.
You gotta tell them.
It's not who we are. But I realize that if you have a problem with someone,
we're driving, you're driving, and then you're mad at the people that can hear you. I'm in the car, I'm the one on the receiving end of that.
I'm sorry. That's just so you know, I hate driving. Okay. If I could have a driver take me everywhere, I would rather that. People are just crazy. And I'm the type of person that I'm a short woman, and I'm 5'2".
So it looks like
I have a short man syndrome.
Let's
cannot walk over me.
A little bit about this. It looks like you're surprised that people are crazy. Me, I already know that people. I already know that people are crazy, right? So when they act like today, like we were driving to the shop, and
that guy
and somebody tried to cut. I already seen it in the side of my eyes. I was trained a professional driver, by the way. I drove for FedEx for 6 years. So I already see this guy. I'm driving for everybody when I'm driving. I'm driving for it's God though that protects me, but my records are clean in terms of
you're a good driver. You taught me how to drive.
So now, but you're not yielding to when it comes to safety, when it comes to when I teach you how to drive. She feels stressed when I'm sitting down next to her. But anyway,
it's like driving a military officer. My husband will be like,
So I was like, I got you, babe. I got you.
Yeah, but you have
and
to
then she
understand.
was like, no, but you have to understand that it's not just me that reacted that way, but okay.
I have PTSD when it comes to driving.
You do.
I got hit twice.
So when you react that way, right?
Yeah.
I already seen the person you're pointing at, but my mind goes to, is there something else that I haven't seen? Because me too, I'm always watching, right? But the point we're making here is that not being able to address issues with the people, the actual corporates, right?
Yeah, but taking it out on your
that's what forgiveness does. When you don't know how to forgive, the people that are left around you are not the person that offended you, but your children will eat out of that, the poison of that, the spirits that won't let you forgive. But I also tell people, I don't know, did you finish your thoughts on forgiveness?
I'm just saying that,
I also
letting go and letting God, regardless of what happened,
you have to do everything in your power to do that.
It made me feel so much happier. Yeah. When I left those things, I was like,
you have to do everything. Like, we're not, this is what I was going to say. We're not saying it's easy, because it wasn't easy for her. I struggled with that realizing that it wasn't easy for her, because I don't think what I'm doing is forgiveness. It's just not, I'm not harboring it, right? So I judge her from the standpoint of thinking I am a better forgiver. But the issue is that I didn't really store the resentment in the first place in order for me to need to forgive it, right?
And you also address things too. You are the type of person that just address things. And I had to learn to address things. Right. If I'm not okay with something, I say, I'm not okay with that. Yeah. I'm not going to say, but this is how we're supposed to be because of Nigerian culture. I don't do that anymore. I choose myself
just address it respectfully.
Respectfully.
You can start your statements with respectfully.
I'll get back to you on that.
You can see, I mean no disrespect, but right? You can, but you need to address issues, because if you don't address them, you're not letting go of them. They store inside of you as poisons. And I'm not talking spiritual. I'm talking about reality. Okay. So, but also if you're with the person who seems like they're struggling with forgiveness, your patience is going to help a lot. I think we're still going to talk about that.
Right.
So forgiveness is definitely about you choosing peace, your own personal peace, over frustration. And I think I like that secret too. Yeah. Natu says, I like to go out because staying at home gives me anxiety.
Yeah, it's too much. I got to see the sun. I'm such a sun person. I love it.
All right. Let's have it. Let's move on. We'll be right back. All right, secret number 9 of 17. We are still covering this overcoming challenges together. Everybody will try to teach you things to help you avoid crisis in marriage. They are liars. There will be crisis. Okay, they're all liars. They don't mean to lie to you. They just don't know what the hell they're talking about. There will be crisis. Okay, you can learn all you want to learn. I think you can help to an extent, only to a small extent. In reality, there will be challenges, and it looks like this phase we're just finishing up. We're talking about patience now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so patience is something definitely that, it's easy to say I'm patient because I don't fight. I'm patient. If you have sex with that person, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn the hard way.
Yep.
If you're having sex with that person, you will need patience.
Lots of it. Lots of patience.
If you're a man and you're dealing with women,
Patience.
wait now. When you go to if you're a man and you're dealing with women, you're gonna need patience. But I don't know what you mean by patience. Go ahead. Tell us. What do you mean by patience?
So for me personally, when I say patience, I mean balance when it comes to patience.
You mean balance?
Yes, because there are some things that you say, let me be patient, and you are overly patient.
Oh, that part.
Because that's one of my issues. I'll be like, let me just be patient. He will get it. He will read my mind. He will, he's
read
he will know mind. Now. He will.
What do you mean read your mind?
And it never happened. Until I start opening my mouth and say, away. My guy, this is what I need. This is what I want. So for me, patience is important. But if you know that you're the type that don't speak up or you're overly, patience, you need to have a balance. You need to know when to speak. Mm-hmm. You need to know when not to speak. And for those people that just talk too much sometimes, you need to shut up for a minute and be patient.
Hello, Yemen. Hi, Yemen. She said, love you guys.
Hi, Yemen.
Fumi said, third parties are manipulators. They are worse. But
it be like say Fumi, don't
forget to include your children.
You can relate. We can relate together.
Don't forget to include your children. If the children is past 6 months, include them.
There's actually a quote that says the patient dog eats the fattest bone. Doesn't happen to everybody. Don't go and
So
context.
What you're saying about patience is like a double-edged sword, right?
It is.
Yeah, it can cut both ways.
Know when to be patient. Know when not to be patient.
Yeah, right.
And for me, I felt like.
So when is it not time to be patient?
When it's time to speak up.
So me, I would say if you're feeling abused.
If you're feeling abused, don't say, they told me. That means that your marriage is where you learn lessons. No. That's not the type of patience we're talking about, though. No. You have to speak out and you have to save yourself. Mm-hmm. So, because oftentimes this patience thing, they over preach it, and I feel like the people who suffer the most from this patience are people that particularly get abused.
So what I find when I talk about patience, that people also over process it when I say patience. They think I'm saying that they should become a doormat.
I agree with that.
So, and I always say, if you feel that bad, it's time to take care of yourself. You're probably losing yourself.
You have to choose yourself.
You're wasting a lot of time appeasing other people. That's where you're coming from.
That's where I was coming from. I was patient. I was like, patience. And that resentment, they feel up. So
any of these terminologies can be used for or against you.
Yes.
Either we're talking about narcissism, boundaries, all these nice, cute, technical, psychological words. You can use it to hurt yourself, is the point that she's making, right? When you're listening to any of the preachings about relationships or marriage, context matters. You need to understand application level. What are you applying it to? Because that patient that work for them might not work in your own situation because they're preaching it to you, but they have no idea what you've been going through.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you feel abused, I mean feelings. I'm not talking logic. Forget logic. Okay. I'm talking about your feelings. you don't feel right.
You don't feel good.
Take a step back. Okay, whatever patience you're practicing at that point in time, if you're going to practice it, redirect it to yourself. Redirect it to yourself. You're probably dealing with guilt. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but you need to back off of that situation. And if it's somebody that has to be in your world, like you were talking about, you need to express yourself and say, I feel like I don't feel right. I own it, but also express how you're feeling. That's not logical. How can you feel that way after I gave you $1,000? That person is not your, because you feel how you feel.
Right.
Right? They could have bought you a Range Rover yesterday. You feel how you feel. You know, shout out to Fred Amata. We're going to be covering Fred Amata tomorrow on Man of Prestige. Right? You feel how you feel. This is the major driving force at the end of the day. So I like the angle you came in from patience there. So you're the kind that you are overly patient as far as you're concerned. You give too much of it. And so it's time you learn that back off. You learn that you have to like okay, all right, patience is enough. Enough is enough.
And that also comes from, our culture, how they kind of mold the women to, no matter what the guy does, I mean, you just have to be patient. It will come around. Until you have gray hair, you're still being patient.
No, we're not waiting for people. If you're the only person you should wait for is yourself. We don't wait for people.
Oh my God.
You go take care of yourself.
Things happen to good people. So
yeah. You don't wait for people. I know it's hard when we're talking about marriage. It's like fight for your marriage and all this kind of stuff. Be careful. Because life is not respected of anybody. It's not waiting for anybody. No. If you're working on yourself, if they still find you there and they've worked on themselves and they earn you, they can have you.
Exactly.
If not, please do not be waiting for people to change. By the way, they don't really change. The only thing that makes them change, the change motivator is pain and pleasure.
Yep.
Anything outside
Why
of that,
should they change if they're getting what they want? Anyway.
Yeah. So just because you are talking, that may not be painful enough for them to change. They might even get used to it. Like, okay, you're just gonna nag, Abby.
They'll just be like, oh, Billy. That's what they will say, and they'll keep doing whatever they like to do.
No, that's for all of us. We keep doing what we keep doing if there's no incentives to change or consequences. We just keep doing it. So that doesn't mean you should go manipulate people with consequences. I'm just saying, if you feel abused, something needs to be done. Something's going to give, right? So don't give up your life because something has to give. You give up that situation. Let go and take care of yourself,
Take care of yourself.
So patience can be used wrongly in that respect. Anyway, number 9 down. We have, I guess, 8 more to go.
Wow.
You're doing well, baby. You're doing well. But you gave me 17, so
I tried.
Although I demanded 17.
You demanded it. Yeah.
Yep. So, with that being said, we'll be right back.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we're here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1 732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve. All right, welcome back. So there's a point that people get to in marriage, right? It could be multiple points, but there's some significant points you get to that things get very tough, before it gets easier, right? We know that many marriages are not making it to that point where it gets easier. Many marriages are just, they cut it out when it gets tough. Some people get there in 3 years, some people 5 years, some people in 7 years, some people 10 years.
10
I think we
years.
hit ours around 8-9 years.
I think it's 9 years.
So let me make sure I'm speaking up because
okay.
All right. So I feel like I grouped this next 8 that you gave me under those turning points, right?
Okay.
Secret number 8: having hard conversations. Right, having
it's
hard
still my weakness, by the way.
conversations.
It's so like Jesus.
So you've mentioned your struggles.
My struggles
About hard conversations. I said you mentioned I've experienced them.
Yeah.
But they're necessary. Right? They're necessary. And but let me know, what are your thoughts around this? And now you've discovered as a secret. We have them once every 6 months. 5, 3, 6, 7 months, right? That it gets to that point where it's a hard conversation. What are your thoughts? Do you think we can do away with hard conversations?
I don't think we can totally do away with them, but I think that the style of the hard conversations can get better.
The style.
When you come and say, oh, we have to talk. The fuck? My mind, I'm sorry. My mind is going.
She dropped the F-bomb.
Like, Shalabai, like, what is going on? Like, what? But you know what? One thing I think, again, and I hate to say this, these are like baggages that I brought from my childhood. I'm not the type to, even when I was younger, my schoolmates used to wonder if I like to talk, because I can keep to myself.
8, 9, 10 years old?
Yeah, when I was in high school.
You're just like...
I was a loner. I do my own thing. I had friends, but my friends are like 3 people. And religiously...
Did you cut your hair at the time? Or
I did. I cut my hair in high school.
So you were just... well, that's what everybody did.
I don't know if I can call myself a nerd. No, they were in my school. They used to like make their hair. They
so why didn't you make yours?
I just couldn't be bothered. I didn't.
Also, it was you. Would your mom have wanted to have you make if you wanted?
My mom, when she used to make my hair, we used to fight. Why? Because she would be making the hair, and my head is so tender. I don't know. I have very soft hair.
So she
would just be coloramo, and then she would do stuff like this. When you so much, and when she does that, I just get frustrated, and I'm maybe crying because I can't fight back.
So she gave up, and you gave up.
And she was like, I'm like, cut it.
Just cut it.
Just cut it, because at this point, I'm not even interested. So I've always been the type that, as a child, if you call me now and you want to criticize me, I didn't take criticism easy. I would be crying.
I don't think you still take criticism very well.
I kind of shut down. So there's only one person that always managed to get to me and get me to listen, which is my dad.
Okay.
His own style.
Are you saying I do a poor job to get you?
Well, you're gonna have to learn from the master. You're getting better. You're getting there.
No, it's finished. It's because of sex. It's finished. There's nothing else. If not. Anyway, continue.
My dad, anytime the thing is, my dad is so liberal. And my mom is so strict.
No, but
so Popsy
is very good.
I have extreme. That is very liberal. Yeah. Anything you want to do, I support you. He will support you.
Yeah.
My mom, by the way, is like, no, this is how we should be.
Because she has her own ideas.
She has her own idea.
You're just a child.
And then if you try to push back, oh my God, you won't even dare. So my dad has a way. There's a way my dad talks to me. I just listen, and I don't want to disappoint.
Are you a daddy's girl?
I am a daddy's girl.
I give myself away.
I'm a first child. I'm a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
First child, first daughter. Anyway, that my dad talked to me, that I just hear it, and I instantly feel bad. Like, okay, I need to do better. But there is a tone that my mom uses that just makes me shut down. And that tone. So if I feel like whatever you're bringing to me,
if it reminds you of that,
There you go.
That's
there
it. Yeah. If you remind
if
you
you're
of that,
having a hard conversation with me,
and it reminds
me of my mom,
Mhm.
I completely
shut
shut
down.
down. Because this is what I'm hearing in my head is you're trying to belittle me right now. You're like putting me down. You're telling me what to do. You don't know me. You're not listening to me, because those are the things I experienced as a child.
Right.
And not to even judge my mom. You know, there's this culture in Nigeria as
it's where they're coming from.
first child,
Yeah.
they use you for everything.
You're the yardstick. Because I think we forget sometimes that they were 27, 28, 29,
Well,
30.
my dad and my mom were
trying to
22, 23.
Also trying to figure out life.
Yeah.
In addition to the culture being supportive of certain way of nurturing children.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where they were coming from, you know.
I will tell you one thing. I did not become best friends. Me and my mom are like best friends now. Like we are yin and yang. If I need to go to the grocery, I need to go to a party and you're not here, I'm calling her. My mom is like, let's go. And we vibe well now.
Right.
But as a young girl, I didn't have that, you know, that freedom to talk back to my mom, to express myself. When I
didn't feel safe enough
I didn't feel safe enough. Like, for example, when I was in high school, I started growing boobs fast. And I had a skinny body. And then one day my mom was, I want to be a fenufa. They said somebody is sucking your teeth.
You're fast.
Me, I didn't even have a boyfriend in high school. I was just a strange little girl when I was in high school. I didn't like it. I hated being in boarding house. I cried all the time. My dad dropped me off. So those things are why I push back against hard conversations. Right. You know, but
so they trigger you. They trigger you.
It does trigger me.
That's why I tell people what you're dealing with is not just the person in front of you. You fight not the flesh. You guys misinterpret it the wrong way. You think it's the devil and the enemy from the village. No, sometimes it's us here. We are our own worst enemy, oftentimes. Yes. So you're dealing with stuff that goes far beyond all the way to previously be like years before you even knew the person. Yeah, like trauma and all those. If you're not patient enough, you're going to destroy more than you're fixing anything, you know. And that's why sometimes I do overcompensate when it comes to my kids. And even now I try to check myself, because I'm like, you don't want them to be spoiled, but you want them to. I check you. I know you do. For example, I remember I'm not afraid they'll be spoiled, but I remember one thing. On Saturdays, we've gone to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Saturday, my mom will wake up at 7 o'clock. Everybody wake up. I'm like, you had an example recently. Oh my goodness. What example did you have something like that recently? We had an example like that. Oh yeah, it was one of our clients. Never mind. Oh, okay. Yeah, but that happens. That happens. You wake people up, you know. Why? Yeah. Up till now on Saturdays, you can sit with the child for a long time. What? On Saturdays, I don't wake my kids up. They can sleep till 12. As long as when they wake up, they do the chores. Because I'm entering that room. They do the chores. I'm entering the room, scattering everything. The trauma I have from being woken up on Saturday morning, even though I ain't going nowhere, like. Can I just catch a little bit of sleep? No. And then my dad is there saying, it's okay, let them sleep again. So with our children, right? I grew up with parents that didn't say, shh, that didn't so. We didn't do that. Right? So when we started with our children, with me. I think I'm like, what even my own father did not tell me shh. If I'm talking, you better sleep. Sleep no catch you. If sleep catch you, better sleep. So now they can, if they want to sleep, they'll sleep. So they sleep through a storm. I was just having a talk with them right here yesterday. With my boys yesterday, and two was like, oh, I was like, wake up. But yeah, they sleep through a storm. It's all vibes. It's all vibes, you know. It is. Because again, back then, even though I said I wasn't raised that way, but a child cannot talk when adults are talking. You're not allowed to express yourself. So I was very aware that even the privilege that I had, the way I was raised, that it wasn't like that in most houses. Well, it was two of you. No, but we always had people.
For me, my family was four
Why
of
you keep
us.
saying that? What?
Because
We always had people. We always.
I feel
There was
like-
there's never been a time that was me and Shola alone in the house. It doesn't exist. Yes, we are the only two biological in the house. You're right. Okay, in terms of children, but there's never been a time. I don't know about your own house. If it's only you guys as children, you didn't have uncles, aunties, cousins. around.
so one thing about that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I grew up in Lagos. Most of my dad is from Abeokuta, so he came to Lagos when he was like 19. Met my mom. My mom grew up in Lagos, and his family is in Abeokuta. We never got to see them as much.
Right.
I think we stopped going to Abeokuta when
So you
I
didn't have
turned
uncles,
9.
aunties live with you for the most part.
No,
you guys were
it was
four.
very, very.
They come and go.
My mom is also a very posh woman.
Okay.
You cannot have people.
No, I can't touch him.
Like, don't come to my house.
Like
and
Oyinbo?
all that kind of stuff.
Jesus Christ.
My mom is. Look, if you meet my mom, she's a sweetheart. In fact, the way she treats some people, I'm like, do you know these people? I get pissed sometimes. Like, really.
Right.
She's very.
So you feel like she
very
treated
nice.
everybody else, but you like.
But she was
show
tougher.
mokwe,
She was tougher on us. She was very tough. And there's some good lessons that I got from her being tough that I feel like I just wanted a balance. I wanted to be able to.
But your
the
mom
things
was
I tell
definitely the
my mom
bad cop
now,
in your house.
She was a bad cop.
I'm the bad cop in our house.
Yes, you are. You are. Definitely. Because my own trauma is letting me be too soft on my kids. That's why those boys, they'll come to me, Mommy, can you tell that? I'm like, dude, before I would, but now you gotta go fight your own battles, man.
Yeah.
Go talk to your own dad.
Jim said, my kids wake up by themselves on Saturday as well. Don't spoil it. Is
Come
there
on
boys?
now.
If there are boys, they need to wake up at 5 in the morning.
Why?
Okay.
Even Jesus had a resting day. Kilo day. God said that he rested on the 7th day. Like, please relax.
This last summer is the first summer I let my boys rest during the summer.
That's true. They didn't do time for learning.
Since for the last
How many
for the
years?
last 11 years.
Yeah.
10 years, 11 years. Every summer we engage them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. It's a balance. It's everything.
The balance is
It's a
needed.
balance. So now back to hard conversations.
And don't get me wrong. There are some things that I feel my dad should, definitely step up and say, no, don't shy away. He does shy away from things.
From like what? Hard conversations?
My dad is my dad does not shy from hard conversations.
Is
My dad is
Who shies away
my
from
dad
hard
is
conversations?
Aries. What? My dad and my mom is Pisces.
Among your dad and your mom, who shies away from hard
My mom.
conversations?
My mom gets defensive
She
when it
get
comes
defensive.
to you can't speak to her.
So between my mom and my dad, I think my dad shies away from hard conversations.
Because it doesn't
He just goes quiet.
Yeah.
He's done. He's just done. Mommy wants to get to the bottom of the issue.
My dad will say something,
Mhm.
but then he will grab his keys and leave and like, you know what? Peace of mind. Let me just step
I
out.
went past today.
By the
what did
time
they-
I come
I
back,
went past. They went to school for 8 hours Monday to Friday without
Abio.
getting paid. Saturdays for
yes, now,
rest.
it's not easy now.
Empaths.
When you
You're doing empath with
remember,
your own son.
when you remember how it felt when you were in school, come on. We all again. You were sports. You were
I
a
get
teacher. You were a teacher's child, a principal's child. They even brought you food from home to your boarding school.
You're talking
You
about
cannot-
one-off situations.
Baby, you cannot relate. You cannot relate.
I want to
was-
get back to this hard conversation.
I was so far away. Oh my God.
Yeah, you were so far.
traumatized
You
by
were so
boarding
far
school.
away, and at
Ah.
18, they sent me 5,000 miles away. Go figure. Anyway, hard
No, you came back to your
6 years. Anyway, hard conversations are
Oh,
never
God.
easy. Anyway,
they're not so.
but they are essential.
They are needed.
because,
You have to have them. Regardless.
And the longer we avoid them, the bigger the problems become. That's what I've learned.
Yes.
I've learned that it's better to face the discomfort head on because it leads to growth. We figure out good
That
makeup
is
sex.
true.
Good makeup sex. The real challenge. Don't go and manipulate your wife into makeup sex.
I know.
The real challenge is approaching them with love and understanding, and defensiveness. Being able to detect defensiveness in yourself takes a heavy weight of self-awareness. We all get defensive when you rub the wrong nerve.
Right.
We all get defensive, and once you're able to tap into yourself and say, "I'm getting defensive," you've just shot like way up in terms of personal development and being able to handle conflict, and this and even hard conversations become easier for you. Actually, in my opinion, I think you become top 5% of human beings in the world if you can tap into that and say, I'm getting defensive. I'm getting defensive. I don't mean to get defensive, but I feel some type of way about how this is coming off. This is reminding me. You said that not too long ago. You said this is reminding you of, and that allows me to also back off a little bit, so, whatever, when the conversations happen like that. But self-awareness is key, is a major key in all of this. A lot of people are busy holding other people accountable, and they are terrible at self-accountability.
That's true.
So hard conversations are necessary evil, if you will. If it's hard
for growth,
it is what it is,
Yeah.
But the more you embrace them, the better you become.
That's true.
Uncle Beno said MOP can't relate.
You can't relate to that boarding life. Please. Your house is like what? 30 minutes away from the school. How? My school was like 2 hours away. In Badagry, all the way. With no light.
Can you relate to being 5,000 miles away at 18? No.
Baby. Well,
don't baby me.
It's true.
Stop.
I can't imagine being in America by myself.
Yeah, anyway. Still, I'm just saying,
It's true.
Levels. There's levels to this stuff.
There's levels to it.
Right. Anyway, so let's do this. We're counting down. That's secret number 8, having hard conversations. Just learn how to do them. It gets easier. Embrace them. Have some self-awareness. I think I like that you added that to it, because these are, between the two of us, you agree that's your weakness.
It is my weakness. Okay. It's like
so the fact that you had it to your list, it's like I feel so special. I never expected it. I feel good when you have a wife that has self-accountability, self-awareness.
I never expected it.
Yeah, love it. All right, so let's do this. Let's move on to number 7. Let's keep moving. I'll be right back. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to LOLA and LOLA. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you turn up your notifications and tell everybody else that we're talking here. Well, I go live 3 times a week on Man of Prestige, the YouTube channel Man of Prestige, and I go live at least 3 times a week. We drop tons of videos, and she joins me somewhere around about once a month or so. So
yeah, if I can.
Yeah, so she tries to join me once a month. So this one that we're here. We drag her down here, but anyway, intimacy and emotional connection, right?
Yeah.
Intimacy, physical connection, emotional connection. Which one is the driving force, physical or emotional?
Emotional for me. I have to be emotionally connected with you to enjoy the intimacy.
So now, in terms of being a secret, are you saying it's necessary?
It's very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important. I would say that's another thing that really, really saved us. Because even throughout the crisis, the back and forth, we were having a good time. That's why you were like, I had a blast. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was having
what? Like, what?
I never expected.
What do you mean? You want to divorce me?
I did not see it coming. I promise.
I never expected it.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, because we I mean, how do I put this?
Yeah. But today, right now, 17 years later, you feel like it was a strong. Would you group it together with friendship?
Yes.
Right, but we're talking sex now involved in this. So friendship is kind of like foundational. Sex get tested when you get into a very, very funky, like if things break completely apart,
yes,
the last thing you want to do is touch a person.
Right.
You know, at least one person is going to feel that way.
By the time I told myself that I got to find my way out of this marriage and to help you take me serious, I had to shut down the sex.
You have to weaponize sex.
I had to shut it down because if I keep having sex with you, you won't take me serious. And
was that intentional? Was that something that you woke up one day and say you will never do again, or it was a mix, or was it a combination?
It was a mix because true. How do Nigerian people say it?
True to God. True
to God.
I swear to God. Don't swear to God.
I was enjoying. So that sex part is also a weak part.
So I don't snoop around. I don't snoop around. It's not my nature to snoop around. Even if you leave things open. But I saw something. I think it was a note. I don't know, it was a note on a paper or something. It's one of those things that was just right there. And it was something to the effect of, I fight you first.
And so we can have yes. I felt
me
that
off.
way.
I was completely thrown off. I'm like, wait.
I'm like, how can we still be having so much sex after arguing?
So me, I will sit around to think, let me just fight her.
Maybe I can get
so I can just have a good makeup sex. I do love makeup sex, but I promise you, no, it's not that.
You don't fight me for makeup sex.
Well, I hate fighting you. It eats me up. Like,
right.
I don't like that back and forth. You know. So I'll now go and do it because I want sex. When I could just say, "Can I have sex?" No, I won't do that.
Well, you would never ask. You've never said that. Can I have sex?
No, I don't do can I have
what?
sex.
That's even awkward. Yeah. How do you do that?
No, before I have to say that you're already eating me up. So, like Indomie.
Anyway, so intimacy did help us, like back and forth we're still having. The attraction was still there. Like I said, the reason why I wanted out of the marriage was because I didn't think it was because of us. It was because of that lack of boundaries. I felt a little bit like not being protected enough. And it was eating me up. I had to get out. So, you know, we would go back and forth. We'll still have good sex. We'll go back and forth. We'll have good sex. And I figured it out. I said, if I don't stop having sex with this guy, he will not take me serious. So let me shut that down first. Even if I have to suffer from it, it will be like sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
So for me, right? No, this is definitely a major lesson that we have to learn over time. You know. Definitely emotional intimacy creates deeper. I can't stand anytime you've ever seen in a room where people are talking about the rabbits and the sex toys and the medicines before talking about the emotional aspect
of things. Yeah.
I'm like,
how do you use a rabbit on somebody that is not feeling you?
I'm like, what are you talking about?
You gotta be in it.
But
together.
Anyway, yeah. So I know enough. For me, I think it was the weight will be obviously as an adult with her own agency, she get to decide that okay, I can't keep going. But I believe strongly that it was emotional shutdown. And when somebody's emotional, most people like to call it you're weaponizing sex. I disagree wholeheartedly. You cannot weaponize sex that you like against yourself. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any. She just doesn't want to have sex. At least, can you conclude? Can you admit that first, that she doesn't want to have sex with you for whatever reason? It might not be because you're not sexy enough. It might not be, but for whatever reason, whatever is going on, she doesn't want to have sex with you. If you say she's weaponizing it, what do you do with people that weaponize stuff? You weaponize stuff against them now. That's all. Or you start setting rules.
Yeah.
Or you start being demanding or being entitled. Right? You start like, this is supposed to be duty and responsibility. How can you? And the more you say that to that person,
the more they shut down.
The drier it gets.
Yeah.
It's just,
that's not sexy.
It's just dry, you know? So as opposed to the same thing that you knew, that you used, you might not have known it, but you used it in the beginning, which is seduction. Right? You might not have done it intentionally because you were in love. But when you get into a certain
Infatuated.
space in marriage, right, you have to be intentional about how you choose to seduce your partner. If there are damages, if there's a crisis going on, then you have work in your hands. You have to seduce them back.
Right.
Right? You can't seduce them if you're feeling like they're weaponizing sex against you. You will be resenting them. You will hate the idea. And then Konji will catch you at night, and then you go and open and they'll smack you and say, "Don't touch me."
Right.
that's what we see in Nollywood movies sometimes. People get very irritated. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Men do that too. But it will become so it's a function of time, it's a function of your patience, it's a function of your skill sets in terms of you being able to bring value. The person is complaining about something. Do they feel heard? Do you understand what value means to them? Right? Abi, you are saying love languages. What is that? That is so un-African.
I'm an African man. I don't do that.
It's no wonder. It's no wonder, So it's emotional. The point here is that it's emotional intimacy. If you take care of emotional intimacy, the rest of it will take care of themselves more than 70% of the time. Okay? If you give value at an emotional level, you'll be able to, and we always say, if a woman feels heard, you can penetrate everything.
Yes.
Mind, body, soul, and mind, all of that.
Yes.
So I think I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to secret number 6. No, before we do that, too, let me see. Esther say Indomie instant noodles. Like Indomie, eat me up like Indomie. Anyway, we'll be right back. Anyway, welcome back. So under this key turning point and when things really get heated up and stuff like that, I think we have something that another massive tool that you can use to get to. I'm thinking of this as a tool. I don't know what you're thinking.
Okay.
But you added this to your number of secrets. Now, obviously, I'll just leave with this. Our 3 core pillars. God, gratitude, purpose, and self. Right? So this is obviously on the 3 core pillars. So this is major. Right? What do you mean? As you kneel down, thank God every day. It needs to. But gratitude, what do you mean by gratitude? How has this become a secret that you discovered after 17 years or within your 17 years of marriage?
When I talk about gratitude for also, I'm grateful because I have
for them too, for you too.
in the times that we went through what we went through, I'm grateful that I had a guy that was able to recognize what was going on and decided to fight for the marriage.
What do you mean? I was fighting you?
No, you weren't fighting me. You were fighting for our marriage.
Okay.
You start to see things, when we're going through what we're going through, you probably had moments where folks were like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't let it go,
Like
leave her alone.
Yeah.
Let her find her level. They didn't know me well enough. They didn't see what you saw in me.
Right.
Like, what's so special about her anyway? But I think it was even in that time your eye opened completely, like, wait, what do you mean?
Right. It was.
Throw this all away and advise.
And it wasn't you being the all, right? It was what I know you to be as a wife, as a mother.
Right.
So they didn't see that. The only thing they remember is the few complaints made about you.
Like, how dare she treat our child like this? That kind of situation.
Yeah.
So I was grateful for who you became in that moment. Because not a lot of people can go through what we went through and come back.
So I don't think so too.
And after that, after we came back together, I've not had a reason to say I made a mistake. So every day, I thank God for my situation. I thank God for what happened back then, because if it didn't happen, this won't be better.
Right.
We could still be in the funk and the back and forth.
Right.
And that's where my own gratitude spirit comes.
That's how you assess gratitude. So that's something that at 17 years now, you're like something you continue to tap into.
Yeah.
All right. For me, and I think as a tool that anybody can use. Me, I'm always coming from this, systems place. This is something you can use, all right? As a tool. I think gratitude is a major tool if you know how to use it. I'm not talking about kneeling down and thanking God for waking up in the morning. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your attitude about life, your attitude about your relationship, about your partner, from an intentional place. The easiest thing, we don't have to work at this, is to see all the wrong things, right? The easiest thing is to see that water is dripping on the floor every time I shower.
Yeah, you pour water on the floor all the time. But now I'm like, that's all Larry Bibi. I beg you, right? You'll be all right.
So it's easy to see that Ola picks his nose. No, I don't pick my nose.
No, he doesn't.
But I'm just saying.
That could be a bad.
It's easy to see all the wrong things about the same person that you married. I'm not talking about extreme situations. There are extreme situations where it's just let that go, right? But I'm talking about what majority of people will consider not extreme, but you feel some type of way. You know that you're getting drained. But you're also probably getting drained because you really have never taken the time or inventory of things that you are grateful for about
that person
or your relationship. And gratitude requires that. Gratitude is not as easy as complaining, condemnation, and criticizing. Condemning, which is in the book How to Win and Influence.
And influence friends.
Yeah, the 3 C's, right? Complaining, criticizing, and complaining. Sorry, condemning, complaining, criticizing, right? Those 3s, those are very easy to do. No, you don't have to think it. You just have to see something that hurts you, something that is a pet peeve that you just have to see, and you snap into it like, no, but I don't really know. You do. It's easy to complain about the things you don't like. It's in my opinion probably 10,000 times harder, more difficult to say, wait, let me grab a pen and paper. Let me take notes of what is it that I value about this situation. First of all, it's going to take mental work too, because you have to think it.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Now,
it's not easy when you're in the funk.
Especially if there's been damages, you guys have said the wrong things to each other. People have talked into your marriage and you're having a hard time forgiving. I'm now asking you to have gratitude. It's like either one, But gratitude makes such a difference if you can borrow it from us and stop saying that's what worked for you. No, I will put everything behind it. It works across the board. Anything that's worthwhile in life, anything you've ever celebrated, anybody that's been successful with anything is because they know how to appreciate, how to appraise, how to identify all the strengths, knowing fully well that there are weaknesses. That's the way it goes, and that's the reason why I was excited to see gratitude on your list. All right, so that's number 6. That's number 6 right there. This has become a masterclass. All right, we'll be right back. Let's move on to number 3. We're getting there. Secret number 5 of 17: financial unity. What the hell is this?
What I mean by financial unity is the way we agree on things.
Okay.
So, like, I hear that finances break a lot of marriages.
You don't want to take credit for that?
I feel like we're a united front. I guess I can take credit because, again,
because you can show me woto too. You can choose to like
again, I'm an empath, so I'm not going to show you woto when it comes to that, because we're building together. I don't expect you to carry all the weight, especially when I can see what is going on. It's not like say my eye know the work. When you're hurting, I'm hurting. And I don't want you. I think at this point, when I say, there was a time I used to tell you, okay, this guy, don't leave me in this world by myself. And what I meant by that, don't leave me to raise these kids by myself.
Why are you saying that?
I just said that then because, before I had kids.
There was a time you said that. I
was nonchalant before I had kids. I was nonchalant. I don't care. It's just me. I can survive by myself. But once you have kids,
I don't remember you saying that. How long were you saying that?
I said that one time. I said,
okay, one time.
Yeah, like don't. I don't know. Maybe you were doing something.
The Nigerian and me just script inside your
brain. And I was like,
me.
This guy, this was me telling you take care of yourself.
Oh, take care of myself.
In terms of,
my health.
You're good, because I don't want to be here by myself raising these kids by myself.
Can you stop saying it? Can you continue this story?
Don't worry, you're not going to. But my point is, it's very important. Like sometimes these days, couples will say things like, "The husband makes less, the wife is making more," and from my own school of thought, I might get dragged for this. I believe that.
If
my
you drag
budget,
her, I will delete you.
I believe that whatever our budget is based on how much my husband can afford.
Right.
I'm not saying that we can't build up and be bigger and better, but it's very important for me to understand where you are right now. And me knowing for a fact that I'm with a man that is not lazy. Now it's different if you're with a man that is just lazy, that does not want to do anything. That's different. I'm with a man that is ambitious and is very hardworking and he shows up all the time. So for me, if he says, babe, this is what I have right now, we go manage her. That's my own school of thought. So every decision we made concerning our finances,
so is it united front?
It's a united front. Yeah, it is.
Like that's you can't bend on that. You have to find your way to united front.
Yes.
When it comes to finances.
Yes.
And it is true. Finances is one of the reasons that people point out, top 3. People point out as the reason why their marriage broke apart. I believe it's a symptom, but it's still very valid. Because when it comes to money arguments, it becomes a mess. You have people building houses in Nigeria without telling their husband. You have husbands feeling like it's my money. What's your business?
Right.
So the wife is left in the dark. A lot of big financial decisions. Wife is left in the dark. You have people taking on jobs without discussing with their husband. This kind of things create divides.
It does.
So financial unity is key. Because I believe a lot of people also find themselves in like 7, 8, 9, 10 years before they realize that has actually eaten the soul of their marriage.
Yes. Because for me, sometimes, people sacrifice that happiness in their marriage for material things, sometimes. Because me, I feel like if I don't have it now, I can have it later. There's always time. To flex, to do whatever I have to. When there is life, in fact, I will still eat the best of things and wear the best of things in this world. But my thing is, I do not want to do things that at the end of the day, you can't sleep at night.
Right.
Now you have high blood pressure. Now I'm monitoring a husband that has kidney and you were running around kitty kata kata. I don't like that. I like a peaceful life. And that's why materialism, I don't care for it.
You don't care.
I can wear anything. If they tell us right now today, you know how they have like metallic outfits now? Some of them look like trash bags.
I don't know metallic outfits.
They're like, you know.
What are you talking about?
Missy. Remember what Missy used to wear in the videos? Sometimes
Pop Daddy used to wear. Okay.
Those kind of outfits.
Uh-huh.
I could literally wear anything and make it look good, is my point. I don't have to break the bank. But in today's world, you will hear people say, oh no, if I'm not driving a Range Rover, if my husband does not buy me a push gift, I will fit in nothing the guys that I'm like,
personal brand.
Can he afford the push gift? If he brings you a chocolate as a push gift instead of a car, now it's a problem.
Yeah.
So for me, whatever you're going through, we're going through it together. How can I help you? Oh, you need me in this aspect. Okay,
wait,
let me feel it.
Junjun say, I have metallic dress, so
Me too. I have metallic cargo pants. See my cargo pants, man. That's why I was I'm the one spending all the money. I'm like, which money? What money am I spending? You didn't know where I got the metallic pants from? Maybe it's from Forever 21. You don't know. Just because it looks like it could be from Saks Fifth.
Most of the time it's for pictures.
From Saks Fifth.
Most of the pictures, for all we know, we can manufacture inside our pantry here.
Oh my gosh. My thing is the assumption.
That's one of my corny jokes.
Please stop with the dry jokes.
Anyway.
Well, my point is, you need to agree together. You need to agree together.
I agree.
Sometimes it's going to be up because I remember when you were doing foreclosure.
You mean real estate?
Real estate. And you were in the foreclosure aspect. You're like, babe, let me carry you here. Let me carry you here. I change the cars. We're doing this. We're doing that.
Yeah.
I had a blast. And then when the market crashed, it was also time to save some money. Right. And I'm like, okay, right now, we have to save for it.
Yeah, but also at that time, there was no Tumi and Tony running around this place. And also at that time,
that's true.
I was 28, 27, 25, 22?
No, you were 25. Were you 25 or 20?
Well, it's between 24 and 28-ish.
Yeah.
Right. So,
yeah.
So,
but my point is, in life you have ups and downs.
Right.
But
no condition is permanent.
Don't understand that when it comes down, that's when we also have to strategize and say, you know what can we cut back on? What should we save on? Oh no, do you have to do that party at all costs? Can it be a dinner party? Must it be a natural party?
We have moments like that.
You know,
we have times we want to plan barbecue.
Right.
Say, okay, let's squash that. No. We had a moment last Sunday where we were sitting right in front of the place and we said, squash it, we're going back home.
They're like, they didn't start. We're going home. You know, being able to agree, it goes a long way.
But in this case, you're talking about financial unity. I like it. I think it's crucial. I think when we align, when it comes to financial goals, I think it makes a lot of things easier. You avoid a lot of unnecessary stress because money will stress you. Lot of money, lack of money, therefore somebody spending too much when you can't agree, and it's really when you can't agree. Sometimes you don't agree, but the reality is that when the other person doesn't agree with you, can at least one person calm down and see the other person's point of view?
Or when somebody says, "Oh, but it's my money now." Now it's your money.
So I find that a lot of these issues, I have to sell you on something. I have to, but in order for me to sell you on something, I have to find out what you value first. So this is the part that people struggle with. They're not patient enough to find out what you value so that they can sell you their own idea. Because what you value might already be inside of what I have already, but you can't see it. But even when I'm not patient and I don't already believe that there's value in what I have for you, I just like, why are you being like, no, and then we disagree, and then before you know it, you have all those resentments. Before you know it,
somebody's having resentments.
That okay, let's separate finances. Right. And then it just gets thick, and then you mix that up with other issues going on. It just becomes very, very thick issues that is hard to iron out because you have a pile list of resentments. And so everybody's better, but that's when people say they start growing apart.
Yes.
You know, this so I think if you can financial unity is not something that fall out of the skies. Is that if she has something on her mind that she wants to, she's able to come to me and say, this is what I have on my mind. We're resourceful too. We also know how to, every 3 months here, you see me pull out a spreadsheet, we cut shit off, you know, we downsize if we need to. And then sometimes I'll say, no, let's go and just go and buy it, right? Yesterday here, she said jollof rice $20 per plate.
So you're not saying the story well. So we came back from church, right? And my husband's like, "Oh, I'm feeling like eating out.
I wanted some jollof rice, but of course I don't want to bother
She
her."
said, I don't want to bother. Let's order some jollof rice." And he said, "They have to deliver it." I said, "What? Deliver what? First of all, jollof rice is $20 per plate. And then if you have them deliver it, it's like double the price because Uber Eats, all the taxes, all the tips." I'm like, hell no. Like, really? Do you want to do that? And then he looked at it, was like, And the jollof rice will even bloat you up. You will eat it, and then
because rice is bothering me in my stomach.
I was like, babe, let's go do our regular. Our Sunday regular. Please.
So we ended up spending how much?
We ended up spending $25 instead of possibly $120.
We have food at home. It's just something light that we use to spoil ourselves on Sunday afternoon.
I mean, I don't like to waste money because half of the time I can cook better than these people. To be honest with you, I'm like.
So as you can see, it's not just automatic we fall out of the heaven and we're just always financially united. No. It's about conversations, you toss back and forth. Somebody has an idea, you have something different, you're able to calm down and say, okay, what I have, I think is better. But you're able to calm down and say, let me find out what the value that they're looking for. What is it that they're looking for? And then let me sell them that value is already inside of this. Or vice versa. Or they might end up selling you and then you end up on a united front. If you do enough of that over a few years, you'll notice that you'll be finishing each other's sentences. You already know where things are going. You already have an idea, you know.
Right.
So that's definitely a key secret.
And not to, you know, my own thing is everybody likes good life, right? And we like good things. But there are times that you have to build to get to that point where you now can, you know, splurge however you want.
Right.
I love good things.
I mean, the idea.
But if I have to now go and do 24 hours job and not be able to sleep at night, I don't want it. I don't want it.
The idea of spoiling a person is that it's once in a while.
Right. It should not be an entitlement.
Some people, if you don't spoil them every day,
come on,
if you don't go bankrupt, you know. No. So anyway, that's that with that. Please do us a favor. We're getting down to it. We're getting down.
Almost there.
I think there was one last phase, you know, but I think you're going to learn a lot from this next segment here. So without any further ado, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Secret number 4 of 17. 17 secrets of 17 years still rocking on in a marriage. Love languages. That is un-African. That is not a traditional. What do you mean? Can't you just love languages, you know? Sorry. Learning our love languages obviously has helped us. You know?
Yes.
In fact, was a turning point.
Yes.
Was a turning point.
It was.
So, why did you have this on your list?
Because it really opened my eye to some things that, you know, there are some things that I already know about you, but then it affirmed a lot of things that
you knew that I was on Dualagzi.
Jesus, baby. Your
Ondo
Agidi has really, You really calm down do Agidi. Seriously.
My own coconut head.
You really calm down. Yeah? Ah. Thank God. Anyway, love languages help
Love
me.
languages.
I mean, love language.
What's your
help
love
me.
language?
Mine is act of service.
Okay, and what's my love language?
Yours is word of affirmation. I think the first one.
Yes.
And then does quality time fall under there? No.
No, it's what we thought it would be.
What do you mean?
For the next one, physical touch.
Physical touch. Oh,
Yeah, we would assume it
you are
was physical touch.
but you are a very physical touch kind of person.
Yeah, but then we found out that it shocked you.
It's word of affirmation for you.
If you don't know how to use your words, but I also like to use my words to take care of other people. So some people say I'm diplomatic. So even when it comes to my professional world, it's some of the things I use to. Storytelling is a skill set that I hold dear to my heart. I taught our kids yesterday about storytelling.
Okay.
But go ahead. I want to get into that a little bit to share some stories.
Yeah, so mine is act of service. Yours is words of affirmation. So knowing all those, because we did when we did the test, we did the whole full packet test with
right, the assessment
with that lady.
No, that's a different one. That's the personality test.
That one really opened my eye.
Yeah,
that one really opened my eye.
I couldn't stand that one.
You couldn't stand it? I liked it.
Let me tell you why.
Why? Because you were saying a lot of things like
no, let me tell you why.
Why?
Rest in peace to Miss Debbie, Reverend Debbie. She passed on. When she said she didn't do anymore, I just suddenly woke up. I said, let's go to
I was like, let's go get that therapy now.
And she was reluctant, I think, and I went.
Yes, we did go.
No, I went.
You went to Pastor
I went
first.
by myself.
Yeah,
first,
you went
right?
first before you took me.
And then somehow she taught me how to bring you. And then, I brought you. And then we did the test. When my brothers tell me that love languages and assessment and all these things and therapy are on African, I can relate. I know what you mean.
Wala.
I know what you mean. I was that person. But I'm trying to tell you, don't wait until it's too late. It's like going to treat cancer when it's at stage 4.
Yeah.
Right? They want you to catch certain things the earlier the better.
Yes.
Right?
It's like revealing some secrets to you, to be honest.
So you understand this when it comes to medical, physical well-being, but when it comes to the mental well-being, when it comes to the emotions that drive romance and marriage, you're like, no, let's just wing it.
We can't.
Let's just use common sense. Can't you just use your words? Talk to me like an adult.
That is so triggering. When you say that to
so when I see people
being,
say that, I can relate.
Terrible.
I'm not talking from my ass. I'm telling all these stories from real life experience. So she gave me the test and I couldn't stand. Like, why she just tell her to get her ass back in the house and fix her marriage. And when he said,
that's what the Yoruba elderly would do. Oh, wow.
So when she started to do the thing, you found out you melancholy and all this other stuff. I'm like, melancholy. Because that time I heard that, I thought it was music because I'm musically inclined. It's a melancholic music and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's what But it pulled a lot of patience out of me. It was something I had to go through, but I resented it at that time. Because it was a process, and then you started to have a smark on your face. It was pissing me off. There's a smark on your face, like
that's what I've been trying to tell you all this while.
And she was like, "Well, you're gonna have to work hard." Like, no, you're supposed to tell her to go back home and fix her marriage.
You wanted her to tell me, a wise woman, because she's actually a counselor in church. She's a pastor.
She's a pastor. She's Reverend Deb. She was a counselor in church.
Amazing woman. You wanted her to tell me,
but she's professionally trained.
Yeah, you wanted her to say, a wise woman builds her home.
I wanted her to quote all of Proverbs 31 at you.
Oh my God.
So
that was crazy.
But years later, we stopped going to that church.
Yeah.
Years later, I found her on Facebook, and I messaged her. I said I wanted to send her something.
To appreciate her.
I wanted to send her a gift because
I've
had time to reflect, and
Yeah.
like she was making so much sense.
Yeah.
So I did send her something. I don't think it was more than 2-3 months later that I saw that they turned her page to a memorial page on.
That's so sad. Very nice
that
woman.
Thing hit me up. She was probably around 70. That thing, because she's a worship leader too, so I can connect with her a lot in many ways.
In many ways.
But yeah, love languages. You don't want to learn it now. You're gonna learn the hard way.
Right, that one style.
You will learn the hard way.
Yes, it helps.
Jim said they made me dislike Proverbs 31.
Yes, so me too. Me too. They'll just be quoting Bible like. Excuse me. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. So when you're confused in life and you're caught up in your emotions, especially brothers, if you're a man, stop lying to yourself. You are just as much an emotional being like everybody else.
That's right.
It is okay to be caught up in your emotions. What is not okay is to never acknowledge that you have emotions and to just start making about duty, responsibility. She don't do the right thing. If you keep doing, you go collect. You collect.
Yes, so.
So love languages, we definitely, love is not enough. Kill me, auntie.
Love covers it all, right?
Yeah. Kill me, auntie.
But it's not enough.
Everybody's preaching it. Everybody's repeating it. I'm starting to have to say it by saying, what do you mean? Because so instead of me shutting it down, I say, what do you mean by love? Because that's really what it comes down to. Love language. What's your love language? So we can get into a conversation about it as opposed to shutting down and say love is not. It's a shut down statement. I'm not disagreeing with you, but it's a shut down statement. When you say love is not enough, what do you mean by that? Which type of love are you talking about? What have you taken the time to feed your partner their love language? Because what most people do with love language is, my love language is act of service. What was the last time you asked me to wash my pata?
Oh my God.
Love language?
Oh my God.
That's not what you do. Love language is designed for you to seduce your partner. You need to learn their love language and then you give. If you can't give, if you're too drained to give to yourself. Stop asking, stop manipulating them to give to you. If you have to do that, you're drained. Take care of yourself first before you engage that romantic relationship again.
Absolutely.
But giving is the secret. Giving is the secret, Yeah, so I think I'm happy that you added that to the whole thing. Discovering each other's love language definitely changed everything for us.
Yep.
It helped us understand how to express love in a way that resonates with the other person, right? Like, they didn't even wait for the definition. They just said that's un-African. I'm like, all right. I've been that guy. I'm speaking from a person that I've been that guy already before in the past. So that's what I'm speaking for. But let's move on. Let's have it. Let's have it.
You like
we'll be right back. You like what you see? Voila. Secret number 3 of 17, family and friends. We've had to navigate family and friends, boundaries to family and friends. But I want to hear, what do you have to say about this? Oh God.
So when it comes to family and friends, you have to appreciate them for what they are in that moment, whatever they do for you. For me, I appreciate my mom and my mom-in-law and my dad-in-law and my dad for the fact that they helped me raise my kids. You know, there's so many times when I had Tumi is now 16. We partied like a fool.
Wait, you have a 16-year-old? How old are you?
Stop.
Okay, continue.
We partied like fools. People will see us out in the club and be like, you just have a baby? How are you here? We're like, what? The babies are with their parents, Jared.
Tumi was like 10 days old.
We went to Nigerian reunion.
We drove to Nigerian reunion.
Maryland, just to like go
just for no damn reason.
Have some fun.
They wanted to stop us because they were like, into a Shebimo. Who does that? And like, Oyo, take care of your baby.
Atilo, yeah. I appreciate them for that.
We broke the rules.
We did break quite a bit of rules, and they were supportive, you know. But at the same time, family and friends can be dangerous in terms of when you overshare with your family. Okay? For me personally, I didn't share nothing with my family until everything scattered. Everything scattered, yam scattered, pata. My mom was like, hey, Tamlala, so for me. Me that I know my mom. My mom.
The next time she saw me, she didn't greet me.
Fire for fire, Annie. I want that. Like, everyone go collect. Even you that you are in the situation, you are begging, like, mommy, enjoy.
He wasn't that deep for you.
It's not that deep. Like, mommy, relax, mom. My mom was like, how dare you? We're going through this and you didn't tell us, blah, blah, blah. My sisters were looking at me like, really? And you didn't share? I mean, I was like, I felt like at that time, I could handle it. But now, I can't. And because I need to get a divorce,
it was then that they noticed that my nose is chipped a little bit on the side. Like, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you attached this to, oh my God, that was the story of the girl that bullied me in high school. Oh my God.
God.
My dad was vicious. Oh my God. So my family, my mom, as much as of a disciplinarian that my mother is, she does not joke with her children. If you try to do, she won't even hear the full story before she what? My mom was so pissed off, and it became a roller coaster. We could not even stop it from one meeting to another meeting. And once you do the meeting, it doesn't even help.
Yeah. She called. I'll be telling people, I said, family meetings are the worst. Don't do that to your marriage. She called the family meeting on us.
She dragged you to your pastor's place.
She dragged us to Bale's house.
Yep.
I was like, wait, what? I was like, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
But family and friends, it's a two double-edged sword. You know?
It is.
When people say, I'd rather that he doesn't have a mother again before I can marry him.
Would they not become a mother?
That is extreme.
That's crazy.
You're a weirdo if you say that. But I know where it's coming from.
Well, karma is real. See, for me,
you go collect.
I don't wish death on
you do that. You have boys as children.
Exactly. You have kids and you want to be a mother-in-law. That's not the way to do it. First, that my mom-in-law, she was there for me when I was having my babies. She helped me. If I didn't have a mother-in-law, my mom can't always be there. I would miss out on certain things. So you can't even afford to.
At the end of the day, family and friends are a blessing. But they're not responsible for the health of your marriage.
No.
And they love you, and they
think they're the only ones that love you.
They will try to protect you, and they will destroy your marriage for you.
Yep.
I don't know if you can comprehend what I just said.
Yep.
They love you. They will try to protect you, but they will destroy your marriage. But you can't really blame them for it. There has to be a crack in your wall first. So if you have that, it's not really them. It's like the devil is using them. Okay. It's not just devil using them. Devil is using you yourself too.
Yes.
But that's the key idea thing you need to understand. So there's some skill set around navigating the dynamics of family and friends, particularly I'm talking about extended family and friends, because your family is the one you created, actually.
Yes.
But
some people don't understand that. They will choose their mother over their wife. They'll be like, what? I'm like, are you kidding me?
In fact, I won't play it. But if you go to Lola and Lola, there's a video you just uploaded.
Right, it's crazy.
About how men struggle with this idea, not realizing that they've created a family. You've created a family. Why are you still tagged
They
on
cling to their mothers,
the breast of your mother,
and you're sucking your wife's breast more than you're sucking your mother's breast? I don't get it.
It's a struggle. That's why I laugh when they say logic. I'm like, that logic is not logicking. But anyway. And
keep it in mind, your own mom is in her own house, happy with her own husband, and you are here fighting with your wife.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
So managing boundaries with family and friends is very important.
Yep.
On all sides. All sides. It's all about protecting your space. It's all about, we chose at some point to just, literally, when we decided to come back together, it was damn near, you're gonna learn. I was like, no, we're protecting our space as a couple.
Yeah.
And that's our decision, and that's what we're just gonna do.
Yep.
And every time they saw us after that, we just laugh, we're happy, it is well, happiness. Yep. We thank God. God is good, God is great. Guess what? In due time, they joined us to celebrate. That's why I said, it's not that deep, but also understand that the boundaries that you're actually setting is for yourself. Stop running your mouth. They will only remember the negative things you said.
They don't move on fast. Okay. They get stuck.
So we've learned to present always a united front. So are you pretending? You've never heard packaging in your life before. I will come and air my dirty laundry in public because I want to tell the truth. Yes.
No, you gotta be wise.
The more you can package, present, the more happier you actually become, because again, you're perpetuating, there's an attitude here that you're actually creating here, right? You're being intentional at an emotional, intelligent level. Okay. So I think this is a very, so learning how to navigate family and friends is a secret. If you think, no, everybody should just be happy house.
You go collect.
You go collect.
But instead of going to family and friends, I've also learned that you have to go to professionals that can help you navigate your way. Because at the end of the day, these professionals, they have no attachment to you. They don't know you like that. Yep. They're just there to do their job. Unlike your family and friends,
what's always too expensive?
What?
Divorce.
Very.
It's very expensive.
Very.
You know what else is always very too expensive? Abusive relationship.
It's not worth it.
Right. So again, these skill sets are going to be with you for a long time. So it's stuff that you need to learn. Don't wing it. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. We'll be right back.
You heard my burp?
I heard it.
Okay.
Secret number 2: learn how to burp right next to your wife. Learn how to fart next to your wife anytime you want. No, sorry, kidding. Growing together while staying individuals. What do you mean, Auntie?
So what I meant to say is growing together without losing your individuality. Because oftentimes in marriages, one person gives too much of themselves that they lose themselves.
They say it's always men. Men don't benefit anything out of marriage.
Who said that? Who the heck said that?
It's the Gen Zs.
Okay, so it's the Gen Zs. Let them
Woman.
Say every credit. Every time I go to church, anywhere I go, when people see me, You get all the credit all the time.
Oh no. So
Everything.
you're benefiting it, but I get the credit.
You get all
Which
the
one?
credit. You're also benefiting it. You come home to a peaceful house.
I do have peace. But sometimes when
Look
they say
at
they
your
want peace
hair.
of mind,
It's all black. At 43, 44, you have no gray hair.
there's no receipt.
Maybe one or two gray hair. I beg. What's in my day?
They say I'll be painting it.
Who said that? They're haters.
So what?
You have no gray hair. Okay. I don't.
You know what?
Men don't benefit from this. Are you kidding me?
I think, you know, we're talking about attitude earlier. It's the worst thing you can tell yourself. Either as a man or a
Change your
woman.
mindset.
There are women that are saying only men benefit from marriage. There are men that are saying only women benefit. It's just.
But do you feel like it's because they've been through?
Yeah,
some
now
issue?
anybody who talks
So,
like that, they've collected shit.
exactly.
Sorry, oh.
Hold on,
Like,
when
okay,
you see
maybe-
that, you can pause. You didn't see that?
Oh no.
Oh, they were collecting.
Oh,
I was
my
sure
God.
that they were collecting. The people that talk like that have collected me. That's why. So I understand
So
it.
I
yeah.
can understand
Yeah.
why they're saying that, but I don't run with
But we
that
have to fix
narrative.
it. We have to fix it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
because
can't
you
keep
will
saying
miss out on good things in life if that's your narrative.
Yeah.
You know.
You'll miss out big time for sure. You know. So growing together while staying together is key. Maintaining that individuality.
Right.
This is not your way of asking that you're going on a girls trip. I'm just kidding.
Even if I'm going on a girls trip, you will survive now for 3 days or 4 days.
I will survive.
There you go.
And if I don't think I can survive,
I don't go on girls trip, but I do go on my sister's trips.
You do.
And you
and
good.
if I don't think I can survive that, then maybe that's the problem. You know, the individuality.
Maybe you need to find yourself.
Yeah, I find myself. Call up some of your boys. Come on.
Yes. So
Get off that fat ass stomach and stop watching too much or playing games in the corner of your basement, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Jun says yes, this can also cause growing apart. Yes, absolutely.
She said this
Yeah.
can also avoid growing apart.
Yeah, avoid Professor.
Yes.
Yeah, because you know, I remember having the conversation. Oh, okay. We talked about distance makes the heart fonder.
Mhm.
And somebody left a comment on one of our review on our books and said, you know, the person shot their
But what's the context? Like,
the person said, in fact, distance is only if you are fond of that person in the first place. I'm like, we did it. Anyway.
because sometimes there are people that they literally smother each other. They need time apart.
No, human beings will smother each other. It's just
It's
a
okay,
fact.
go out, hang out with your friends for a few
Yeah.
minutes. Come home, you feel
Why don't
refreshed.
you create an opportunity to say, you know, in that Nollywood movie that you fantasize so much about, when you just run to each other and say, slow motion. Why don't you create the opportunity for that? You think it's just going to happen like the Nollywood movie? You don't think you need to create that opportunity sometimes?
Right.
You know, so it's a struggle with a lot of this.
Like I have a you know, my few friends that I have that we hang out from time to time. You know, they always say they enjoy coming out because these are mothers, wives, professionals, and those few hours will just come out and bond for 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
When they go back home, they are like ready to get back to business. Even their husbands are happier. So I don't understand why anyone wants to keep their
We've
spouse
said it
in the
now.
house
When people are
caged.
collecting shege, they just start coming up with rules, thinking
I
they can
beg
use
you.
rules to control and manipulate people into a
Doesn't work.
relationship. It won't
Doesn't
work.
work.
Could it work? You know. So that's that. With that, I do think that growth is inevitable,
Yes.
and the key is to grow together without
Yeah.
losing our individuality. Because either you like it or not, somebody will grow.
Yes.
It's just a matter of what direction. You know.
Exactly.
So it's about supporting each other always, as
Supporting
much
each
as you
other.
can. And that sometimes, yeah, your spouse might present crazy ideas. They might want to go on a girls trip with Sexy Red. You know what Sexy Red is?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
How would I know? Jesus.
That's why the joke went
Sounds
over
bad.
head. How about Cardi B? They might want to go on a girls trip with Cardi B.
Maybe that's where they are in their life. Midlife crisis
The
is
question
real.
you should be asking is, what is it that went wrong that my wife is craving
What's-
badly to go on a girls' trip with Cardi B? That's the question that needs to be answered. If you try to force her to stay, she
You
can
go
stay,
collect.
but you still collect.
Yes, so
You know, you just be like, if you manage to force her to stay, that's if you do.
it's not gonna work.
Long term, something else is going on. It's not the Cardi B. And you can't blame it on Cardi B either, by the way. I'm just saying.
And not for nothing, I do believe that women, the way we're created.
Why is Cardi B collecting straight bullet? But anyway.
My thing is, women, the women need to be free.
Mhm.
A woman needs to be, because this is how I think. Okay,
Mhm.
as a woman myself,
Right.
naturally, I want to make sure my family is good.
Right.
My kids are good.
You're natural anyway.
I'm a nurturer.
Mhm.
So the least I expect from you is let me go out and come in as freely
free
as I want. I'm like a cat.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen a leech on a cat's neck before? You can't do that.
And we're like what, like dogs?
Man,
Is that
I'm
why
like
you want to put
dogs.
leash on us? That's why you want to put leash on us?
I'm just
Shame,
saying. If your wife is not running mad, if you're not married to a mad woman, trust me, if you let her go and come back as freely as she can, she will always do the right things. But when you try to cage her, she'll be more curious, like, Kilomashi, what can you do? And that's where things go wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, I have used those analogies before, man.
They'll
Like
push
dogs. And that's because you haven't collected enough. Wait until you hit rock bottom. Men are like dogs, women are like cats. You have to let her go and come as she feels, because then she's there because she wants to be there, as opposed to
women that small thing. We went to a party. We're already, hey, my child, hey, my husband. We're already like thinking for
right,
how
because
our
you can't even
family's
help
going.
yourself. You're already thinking about home anyway.
Yeah, so if she needs that time just to go distress, maybe she's going to the spa to get. My husband knows. I'm like, I have an appointment, and one day you asked me, you were like, what appointment is this appointment that you're going to? I said, my nails. I have to go get my nails done. I need my feet washed. I need to be pampered by somebody.
Imagine I'm just sitting there and you're tampering with my nails.
Yeah, I'm like,
I can't.
I need that. If I don't get that, I feel some type of way. So everybody need that. I don't know what that's for.
Guess what I need?
What do you need?
You coming back to me.
And you get that. But guess what? You know how you feel when you say, you want to go to church and play, you have this concert, the excitement that you have. That's what it feels like to us.
To go and get nailed.
For me, or personally, I like to just sit down and wash my feet, my hands, and I love it. If you can throw in a massage too, I'll take it. I love it.
I don't get it.
I'm all about that stuff.
I don't get it. But okay, babe.
As long as I'm coming back home.
All right, so we're down to the wire.
To the last one. Yeah, we made it.
We made it. Yes, we made it.
And not for nothing. I'm not going back to the last topic, but I have to go back.
Yeah.
Imagine those times that you are on your life for 5 hours. I gotta support you and be like, you know what? Even though right now I need my AC back on, and you turn it off because
the furnace is right in front of me.
It makes noise.
Yeah.
That's me supporting you.
Jesus!
All right. Jim just said yes. Getting your hair done as well.
I be get my hair done.
Even she just finished doing my haircut, and that's punishment for me. Sorry.
Can you imagine? You just like.
Anyway, yeah, let's move on up. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. If you're getting a lot of value from this, please help us spread the word. Share. I appreciate you as you do so. We'll be right back. didn't get to enjoy the music as I'm enjoying it.
I'm good.
Secret number 1 of 17: commitment.
Yep.
Commitment is what is it to you? Don't let me define it. What is it to you? But I love
commitment
it because
is
a lot of people, when we're teaching them seduction, attraction, because it's part of the skill set that we're teaching, seduction, attraction, social, emotional intelligence, power intelligence. They think we're discounting commitment, right? But speak to commitment. Why did you have this on your secret here?
So for me, commitment is what keeps me grounded, right? Commitment is what holds me accountable, you know, even when you piss the shit out of me and I still gotta show up. I still gotta show up.
These people think I'm man of precision and I'm perfect. And there you are, airing my dirty laundry.
I still have to show up and say, let me show up for my guy. We gotta do things the way they're supposed to be done. Okay? Regardless. I could be in my feelings.
For you.
For me, yes. And you know, commitment is like choosing to choose your spouse every day, regardless of all the flaws, you know, the resentment. Every day is different. You wake up today and you say, I still choose you, you know, and you start all over again. For me, that's commitment.
That's commitment.
And that commitment, to be honest with you, I didn't get it until after we came back together.
Really? You didn't feel like you were committed? Not in the way, not intentionally.
Not intentionally.
You went to the pulpit to say I do, but you didn't really know what you were doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did.
But when I came back, I understood what that meant.
Right.
And I decided, no, this is what I'm going to do.
Which is why we always teach the clean slate.
Right.
Right? Clean slate, resentment, forgiveness. We don't really go into
don't go back into the past.
But like making an intentional decision, like, yes, we have some history, but we're happy now. And we plan to double down on that and continue to double down on it. And as opposed to spending all the time, because there's a tendency to be talking, you're looking for audience and be talking about all the resentment. You're just talking.
But who that help?
Yeah.
Now you go carry your resentment.
There is a place for that. That should always be done within controlled environment. Right. But once you decide that you're committed, you have to, you know, you might be actually doing it for the first time, like you. I think I was doing it for the first time too. And it's not because I didn't want to do it. It's just that I didn't know what the hell I was
doing. Yeah. You know, we were taught that marriage is supposed to be a fairy tale. Yep. Okay.
Because when I got a little pushback,
it shocked me.
Yeah.
It shocked me.
It shocked me. Yeah.
Say, not the fairy tale. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Why am I?
He shocked you.
Yeah, it shocked me too. See, it's easy to say you're committed until she pushes back, and you're like, "God, those on your make sense." Right?
Like, what? Did you just call me stupid?
Did you just call me stupid? See, you thought you were committed until that started to happen, and you're like, wait, is this what commitment was?
Yeah.
But yes, commitment is key. It's still key in all of this. It will be tested, you know. Yes. But that's the whole point, you know. Commitment is a choice.
Yeah, it is.
At least after
don't
this.
Don't commit to rubbish, because me, I don't like to. I like to spell it out.
No, there's no committing to rubbish, you know. And I believe some people should
spell it out.
I'm believing more and more every day that some people should lose their husband or their wife. If they are narcissistic, abusive, they don't want to self-reflect, they're always pointing finger. I'm believing more and more every day, because there are some people that are actually doing the work that deserve better.
Yes.
We can match them together as time goes on, better than trying to live in this funky life that a lot of people are normalizing. A lot of people are just like, it's just marriage.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. What?
No.
I didn't subscribe to this, so I beg.
No. So like you said, commitment is about making that daily choice, no matter how we feel. You know, I learned from George Zaloki a long time ago. His definition was commitment is deciding that you would do something, but showing up and doing it again long after the mood that you set.
Even if you're not in the right mood.
You're not in the mood anymore.
That's where the commitment is. That's where the work is.
But showing up and still doing it, Now again, this is marriage. As long as we're not talking about abusive situation.
Yes, sir.
So if it's abusive situation, take a step back. Let's process what's going on. Let's make sure that we get that right.
Run and commit to yourself.
Yeah.
I beg.
So when people say love is not enough, I already assume now that they're talking about their feelings. Yes, you're right. That love as a feeling that's your feelings.
Right.
It lasts only but for so long, So, but commitment is what you will show up even when your feelings is not there. You keep showing up and say, "Well, I'm committed," But I will also, I think that's part of it. But commitment becomes easier with time too, because you know that you've gone through some challenges together.
Yes.
So you can trust.
It's easy to commit to someone that shows up, that has integrity.
Yeah.
If that person keeps failing, it's very hard to commit to that. That's why I said don't commit to nonsense.
Yeah.
Know what you are committing to. Because me, I'm not of the general opinion that I can't stand that.
Well, you resent it. The reality is that it's true. But it's also true for us too.
It's true. Okay, so it's true for both
parties, yes.
Not just the wife. But when we hear it being said to women. So it's just so triggering.
It's true. You're gonna learn. When you enter marriage, you're gonna learn the hard way. And they learn me. I don't see Chidima here, but she probably watched later. I say learn the way she spelled it. LURN. Yes. Jim, I see your question. I'm going to separate into a separate segment. We're going to round up this segment.
Okay.
We're going to add a small bonus. Do me a favor. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, so you're notified when we go live. We'll be right back for a small bonus. All right, so welcome back. Jim has a question. Did MOP, who is MOP? My name is Ola. Did Ola inspire your commitment, or you're committed regardless? It's a question for you.
He inspired it.
I did?
Yes, because again, when a man shows up all the time, when I was talking about all the situations we had, remember I said, even my decision to get a divorce was not based on just him. He didn't really do anything to me. It was the environmental factors that was stressing me out that made me want to.
Environmental factors.
But then when he got it together, like he learned that, no, I have to protect what I have. He inspired me to be committed. I am not committing to nonsense.
That's what
I'm sorry. He decided again not to protect me, not to lead me right. I am not staying committed. I'm out.
Yeah.
So yes, to answer Jim's question, I was inspired by it. I look up to you a lot. You do know that, right?
You do?
Of course I do, baby.
I
feel like that. in the beginning of our marriage.
I do think you're my teacher in marriage.
Am I teaching you by testing you?
It's part of my lesson. It's part of my number 17 lessons. She's teaching me. Who else would? She's my best teacher. Because active listening. If we're going to talk about active listening to who? She's going to teach you without necessarily knowing that she's teaching you.
Right.
She's not
intentional.
Ordering me around with a pencil and say you do this. That's not what I'm saying. But overall, listening to her is how I learn what I learned. So this is why you can say, hey, what worked for this person may not work for the other person, right? And then they will say, oh, just do your own thing. No, I didn't say that. The principle is to listen to your spouse.
Yeah.
That's a principle that's true across the board. I didn't say go and do what works for you. Okay. I said listen to your spouse, So I do think I do think it's a key secret that your wife must be able to look up to you.
I do, because you know, how can I put it? When we got married, I almost made a mini god of you.
Oh yeah.
To me,
That became a negative.
It became a negative because to me, he can't do no wrong.
And me, I'm just
Boy, he's human.
Just in. Me, I can
so when he said to do some things, I was like, what?
Me, I'm just a normal person.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what's going on here? It really shocked me. Because I've always looked up to you, and I still look up to you, but along that line, when things started to go left, then I started losing some respect.
Right.
And you know how that plays out. You cannot love a man that you don't respect. Yep. Eventually, it will go.
No, you can't be in love, especially with a man that you don't respect.
You're gonna go separate ways.
You might even love them because maybe they shut your plug up and you have kids.
Right.
But you can't be in love with them in a romantic way. It's a struggle.
It will be an up and down struggle. Yeah. So, you told me how to drive. You told me a lot of things. What?
Yeah. So, I, for the gentlemen out there, if you carry the seeds, So, if you want peace, sow the seed of peace first. You set the tone. She makes the home. True. So, and if you're asking for the home or the peace already, but you're asking for respect, bye-bye, it sounds like you don't collect already.
Asking for respect is not gonna work. You don't ask for respect.
Rewind something. So
you don't ask for respect.
But she needs to allow you to lead. Don't say that again. Allow you to lead.
Allow me to lead. What?
You need to be allowed to be a leader. So it's the other way around. That's completely out of order.
Yeah.
So good question. Good question. Jum. I want to say this to
Jum. Actually, I have to give Jum a flowers too. Jum inspired me to
to open your shop,
to open my business based on what I.
Because she was still.
I was still like, should I not? So thank you, Jum.
So just one conversation with Jum did it. Yeah.
Just meeting you for the first time and you just inspired me.
Yeah.
It was a long way.
So I wanted to say this to round off this session. A lot of the stuff we talked about, all the secrets here today, they don't fall out of the skies. There's work that needs to be done, especially if there have been damages already. If you've spent at least one day in that marriage, let me stop the cap. If you watch this video up to 3 hours, 6 minutes.
Wow, we did 3 hours, 6 minutes.
There's something that's making you relate with this, and usually it's not all the way positive. But sometimes, for a fraction of us, we just want to improve. So I acknowledge those of you that just want to improve and be better, but you are inspired by some of the stories that you've learned. Chiye talking about, I got caught up in a lot of good to see you, Chiye. Don't worry, the replay is
Chiye, hi.
Yeah. So I want you to know that these are not things you go back to your partner and manipulate your partner with. You do the work on yourself. Okay, there's a part you play, regardless if you're a man or woman. There's a part you play. Learn that first before you try to go and teach, educate, or order somebody around. Right? Learn this thing. Learn the part you play in this. Learn your seduction skills. Learn about attraction. A lot of this is driven by attraction. If you're attracted enough to somebody, you let them get away with a lot. It's easier for you to give them grace. You call it grace, right? Mm-hmm. When you're attracted to them, you just let them slide. You like them as a friend in that manner, So, but those things, they sound cute and surface level, but when you are having sex with that person, it's a matter of skills. It's a skill set. It's a skill set that you need to learn. So I don't want us to sit down here and pretend, and it takes commitment.
It does.
To making sure that you're going to figure out yourself before you can attract love in a way that's lasting. All right. So yes, the key is we still want the end goal is that you're able to attract love and connection in a way that's healthy and is lasting. We want you to do that, but that's going to be a function of the work you've done on yourself. Okay. Any last word for you, babe?
I think I talked a lot this night.
You need water.
3 hours. I
Sip.
finished my water. Please let me leave you
Sip,
what I've
sip,
left
sip.
you with enough. I
Yeah.
beg.
Jim should say thank you both. I learned so much from you both.
Aw,
Thank you, Jim.
thank you so much.
Not to say thank you for blessing us, Lola.
Thank you, Sister Natu, for keeping us smelling
I
good.
appreciate everybody. yes. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to everybody who showed up on Instagram as well.
We appreciate you guys.
You can help us
God
also
bless
share
you.
so that we can keep coming back. I do go live on Man of Prestige. The YouTube channel is called Man of Prestige. I go live at least 3 times. I cover trendy topics. I extract real life and relationship lessons from trendy topics. We attack it from self-power, social seduction, attractions, emotional intelligence standpoint. So that's what we do at Man of Prestige. So please go check that out as well. I'll be live there tomorrow talking about the Fred Amata drama. We're going to go live tomorrow talking about that. I've got some interesting things that I want to share with you with regards to that uncle. And there's a lot we can learn from that. It's heartbroken. He wasn't invited to the wedding of his
That's tough.
of his daughter.
That's tough.
And it came out of nowhere. It was a shocker. He just woke up one day. He realized that a wedding was already going on.
I never expected it.
He never expected it.
He didn't see it coming.
He didn't see it coming. No. It was all a surprise.
It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
Jesus.
Yeah. No Didi. Anyway, everybody take care. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Man of Prestige on the YouTube channel Man of Prestige. You can follow us everywhere, Man of Prestige, Lola and Ola everywhere. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we're here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1 732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve.